Any ice.
Nanny Ice. There you go. Yeah, Nanny Ice. Or what is it? Natural Light. What is it? Natural Light?
Oh
Natural Light.
God, Natural Light's not a beer.
That's that. That's Natty Ice. Yeah, that's what I call it. Natty Ice.
Oh, dude.
People drink that in my area. I have no idea why.
That's not a real beer, man. It's like, ew.
It's drinking. You're drinking water. Like, just hand me an Aquafina. Just hand me one of these guys right here.
Bro,
Yeah, that's what you're drinking.
Like, so when I made that face about Natural Light, dude, it started the stream with that, with my face probably going.
Natty Ice is like that, dude. It's like one of those beers when somebody comes over to a party. I love this shit, and I'm like, do you even get to taste the alcohol at all and the hops at all? Like, what's wrong with you? But speaking about random shit, how about AMD blocking PCI 4.0 on fucking X370 and lower boards?
I didn't know they were doing that. I've been so tied up in my competitive gaming lately. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, AMD's pulling an Intel. They're like, oh yeah, buy our X570 boards, and if you don't, well, screw you. Yep. Ooh, excuse me, Jesus.
Why would they do that? That doesn't even make sense. What the fuck?
Because they want you to buy their X570 boards that are not that great right now.
So they want you to buy the higher end boards that have this that's enabled versus buying their mid to low.
Yeah.
But it doesn't even work right. So
they want you to buy their high-end X570 boards mixed in with the B550 boards, and what is it, 350, the low-end boards. I don't understand the logic. The traces are there.
What the fuck?
Traces are there. Well, I don't understand it.
I could have sworn she said something about like it's not.
Yeah, they showed
about Biome yet or whatever. Like they're still working on it.
They showed all the slideshows, right? Yeah. All the slideshows saying that all the boards are going to be supported, and then PCI got supported. All boards got updates, and now they're talking about revision update is coming, and we're going to be blocking mostly software. We're going to be blocking it. Yeah, we're done with it.
So, in other words, everybody should just avoid that update.
Pretty much. That's what I'm doing.
Right. That sounds about right.
I'll avoid it because I know if I upgrade to it, I know I won't be able to roll back my updates because, Gigabyte. And Gigabyte's been trash when it comes to updates, really, for motherboards.
Dude, Gigabyte has been trash lately almost on everything except motherboards. Like, I avoid their video cards. Like, their video cards,
they can't put out a video card to save their ass.
They are trash, dude. Like, Gigabyte cards are trash. You go online, almost 3 out of 5 to 2.5 out of 5 stars in every site. Newegg is like that. Amazon's like that. eBay is like that. Jet.com is like that. I'm like, all right, so this is an obvious sign of stay the fuck away from Gigabyte when it comes to their video cards.
I've been jumping at people saying do not upgrade right now to the 570 XT cards in the 5700 series. Any Navi card, don't jump into it right now. Wait until
XT though. That XT is so
wait until the third party comes out. Wait for it. I've been saying to people, just wait for it.
Wait till that red madness comes out from is it Gigabyte that does red or?
No, wait for the Red Dragon.
Yeah, who does
Power Color?
There you go. Power Color. They've been fucking impressive, dude. Like, a lot of people have been overlooking them for some reason. But like R56 from Power Color, it's a beast, dude. It is a fucking beast. Like, I was kind of disappointed when they switched my order at the last minute because I was supposed to have a Red Dragon 56. I was really hoping for it. But you know what? It's okay. I love MSI. They're the other dragons that I care for. MSI is my love. But
let's see.
To have that Power Color, bro.
I think it was Timmy Joe did a video on putting a non cooler from like a 390 or 290 series on top of the 5700 or XT, and he said it fit like a glove and it just worked. So I know there's gonna be non-reference designs coming out.
Yeah, of course.
And the blower style, from what I've heard, is not even worth buying. I've heard they're having so many. Like, this AMD launch has been, like, mixed.
Bro,
really, to
I
be
think we
honest.
got the last good blower style from AMD. Like, I really do.
AMD needs to get off their ass and get off the blower style.
Yeah, dude,
And then
they've been sporting that shit since the 5770, dude, and I have that card.
they need to stop. They really just need to come out with a two style fan like Nvidia.
Did. Nvidia finally got off their asses and did it. Their reference design now is a 2 blower style. What the fuck, Lisa? Jesus.
You know, and then next thing you know, AMD will finally do it 10 years later.
Hey, you guys, we finally caught up to Nvidia's reference design.
So, so you ready to keep your Nintendo Switch? So anybody in the Game Talks chat, you ready to keep your Nintendo Switch? The only thing they're upgrading on that new Switch that's coming in August, the revised version, is the battery. That's it.
I was just gonna say it's the battery life. They said it's
That's
now
it.
the longest lasting Switch on the market right now is the revision. I'm like, really? That's it? The battery life? So another
And a revised chip.
I could just go buy a battery pack and be fine. All right, cool, good to know.
I'm just like, yeah, I'm keeping my Switch. Not happening.
You could buy a fucking a $20, 20,000 to 30,000 amp or milliamp battery for like $20 from Ankh, from Walmart or Amazon, $15 maybe if you got points.
You could just buy a case that goes over the hang thing with the battery pack built into it. You don't even need to worry about anything.
Shit,
and for me,
even better, dude.
I'm not even using it portable like that. I'm using it more docked. I mean, I got to get back into my Switch. My Switch, I need to blow the dust off of it.
I've been slowly blowing the dust off my PS4 because we talked that you want to play Overwatch. I want to play Overwatch too. And by the way, Amazon, you fucking assholes. I ordered a digital copy of Overwatch. Bruh. They are sending that shit to me through traditional mail means. And because I changed my address, they are now going to forward it to that P.O. box, which is in the same zip code, which is going to take even longer.
Jesus.
Like,
that's like being fucked at the drive-thru and not getting your whole food.
Bro.
You go home and you're just like, where's my McRib, man? Where's that shit? Oh, wait, it doesn't exist because the guy at the store had no brains. There you go.
I'm like, dude, like, what? Like, you could have taken a picture of the fucking code and emailed it to me like every other store owner on Amazon. Like,
you could have just emailed me the shit.
Right? Like, it was so stupid. I'm like, what the fuck are these people thinking? Anyways, whatever. I only paid like $16 or $15 or $14. I don't remember exactly, but it was pretty cheap for Overwatch.
I will make a recommendation. I will make a recommendation. People, buy this controller. Got an unboxing coming up for it. Actually feels like an actual official Xbox One controller. Minus the wire. You could minus this wire.
That's the 360 layout, isn't it?
This is the Amazon Basics Xbox One controller.
I know, but by judging by the looks of the way the handle grips are, it looks like a 360 layout.
And it's got a rubber coating on the back.
Mm-hmm.
All for $25.
That's not bad.
And it runs great. Before I bought that controller and exchanged was a PDP controller. Never again. Can't convince me.
Bro.
PDP. Never.
So our boy hooked me up with this. Right. This is a $20. The fuck is
Power A.
Power A. Yeah. It's fucking bomb, dude. Like, this is a really fucking good controller. I'm trying to figure out what the fuck Shane was thinking when he told me that Power A sucked. He hated Power A. There's one thing I remember that man hated was Power A with a passion. This shit, dude, is the truth.
Lasted you forever.
Bro, it's light. It's nice. The sticks feel smooth. Like, bro, like, this is actually really good. Like,
so with the PDP controller, right? So right out the gate, they tell you in the box, firmware update the controller, right? It'll make your experience better. No, it went south real quick. Playing Gears of War tech test, it was overriding my mouse. It had my computer shutting down. That's how bad that was. Yeah, because you could use your controller as a mouse and keyboard.
That's weird.
It's super hella hilarious. The controller was weird. I got it because it was red, and then I returned it and got me one of these Amazon Basics, and it's been working out great.
I have a controller issue.
What kind of controller issue?
Like, I have this one, which is the traditional Xbox white and black.
That's a great controller. Is that the original? Is that the original?
The OG
or
white. Yeah, it's the OG white.
Okay.
Then I have the sports white and blue controller.
That's a nice controller too.
It's actually kind of amazing. I've been using it to play competitive with. And then I have this one. That's not including the other two black ones, which one of them's right down here, and the other one, like, Jamie and Landon lost somewhere in the house. So
next thing you know, he's gonna be buying controllers like Nike shoes.
I might actually, like, 'cause I'm already like that with my headphones. Dude. Like, I have a shit ton of headphones, dude. Like, anybody who knows me as like the headphone fairy, dude. Like, I'm like, yo, bro, you need a pair of headphones? Let me look for a deal.
Let me look for a deal. I'm more of an earbuds fan. Like, if I go to my drawer, I got this earbuds, I got that earbuds, I got this earbuds. I'm an earbuds fan.
No earbud can ever sound as good as these babies right here.
I know that. I know that.
Well, unless it's actually unless you get the you either get the what is it? It's Bayer Dynamics have an earbud that's really good, and they also there's another company that has a really good.
I bought a German pair of earbuds at one point. I don't know where in the hell in the house I lost them somewhere, but they weren't Bose. They were the upper class of Bose, and they were really really fucking good. They were Clips, I think it was Clips.
Clips. There we go. That's what I was thinking of. Clips.
Yeah, they were Clips. Like they were an upper version of. They were really good. They actually turned yellow when you would plug them in. They would turn yellow, and actually when the music would go through them, they would strobe light.
Bro, my local Kohl's was trying to sell a set of Bayer's earbuds for $600.
That's
I'm
insane,
like, bro. Like, these things aren't even worth that much online, let alone
$24.99
in store. $600. That's why, like, I rarely shop at Kohl's because they overprice shit on purpose. So I'm like, I just avoid like the plague usually. But no, so Bayer's is really good in earbuds. Sennheiser is another one I was thinking of. Is really good. Yep,
Sennheiser is really good.
If you like soft sound but warmth, but with like sort of heavy bass and a lot of detail, Grotto is really good. I don't know if you ever heard of them, but Grotto is really good. They have a set of earbuds that are actually relatively cheap. Actually, I think they're like $15. Oh man, I've listened to those. Those are pretty good.
I think my next one will be Bayer Dynamics earbuds for $24.99. There's no competition.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with that. Dude.
No competition with that.
Earbuds, that's pretty good. You know what? Like, I like earbuds for streaming because like nothing is blocking your head, and people can see you clearly. Where like when I'm on stream and I'm wearing these big ass fucking cans, everybody's like, "Yo, dude, like what the fuck."
When are you gonna get some channels of CB radio there? You know.
Right, pretty much. But you know what though? These things, like, real quick, these are velour. It's like.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people wear Bayer Dynamics. Like, I haven't even seen Bayer Dynamics on TV.
They're like two very light, very fluffy pillows sitting on your ears comfortably.
Bayer Dynamics has got a gaming headset too that they just recently released.
They have another one?
Yep, they recently revised the first gaming headset for the Xbox One.
Oh, no shit.
I saw a commercial for that, yeah. Huh. On Instagram for that, yeah. Like Bayer's literally it was between them and HyperX when it came to looking at earbuds, because I do like the color of HyperX. Yeah, I know it's not going to be the sound quality but I just like the red and the black look because HyperX does that. And then I like Bayer Dynamics. So it's really hard to pick because they both make pretty good earbuds from what I've heard on both sides.
So far as as another company that does earphones, so far I'm loving my Astro A10s. Like, I never thought I'd ever say that, but I do. I love them, dude. Like, they are so good. I hear every detail in my game. I can tell where people are.
Well, that's that Logitech experience.
Very clear, dude. Very clear. It's slightly tinny. Like, it's a slight tinny to it, but you can control that. You can somewhat control that a little bit. So I mean, it doesn't really bother me that much. A lot of people.
That's that Logitech experience, though. Getting that Logitech quality.
I heard the tinniness came from the Astro side. Like I heard Astro headphones, like the really expensive ones, are very tinny. Unless you're using optic cables for the DTS or the THX, like you are gonna get a shitty quality unless you use an optic. So I don't know.
I will say this, one more thing on that Switch. Not buying, and you can't convince me. On the Switch Lite either, you can't convince me unless that comes with 2 games bundled. And there better be some third-party dongles, literally. And the Switch, if that, and I gotta tell you, I'm waiting to next year. I'm not waiting. I'm not buying it this year. I'll wait for the Switch XL to come out.
I will say this right now, bro. You will catch me buying a PS5 or the new Xbox before I buy a new Switch.
That's kind of the boat I'm in. Like, that's literally the boat. I said that to my mom today. She was like, "Did you hear about the revision of the Switch?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I don't play enough Switch to justify a purchase of another one." It's like, and they're only revising it, and it's going to be the same looking thing. So what's the point of going out and spending $300 again? Like, I would rather take that $300, and I know Metro was talking all about before he went and did his work. He's doing his work thing because I haven't seen him in a while. He was talking about, "Oh, I'm gonna get that." I'm like,
it's Metro. I don't expect anything less. It's Metro. He's a huge.
I'm just like, yeah, but why? $300 is $300. I'd rather get you a new Ryzen CPU and motherboard for that price, though.
Blaze8, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I agree. Wait for the Pro version. Me too.
Yeah, wait for the Pro and just sit back and get comfortable and just wait. Wait until next year when it really gets good. When we see these companies duke it out between each other for your business.
So there's going to be some possibilities coming in the future for me. And if everything works out the way I think it will.
He's becoming a Mel stripper. I'm just kidding.
Well, yeah, you know, my man titties on stream. Making that money. No, if everything works out, and I'm able to get all the debts cleared, able to sell the house, the whole 9 yards, I will be buying, after everything's said and done with the new house, my dream PC.
Yeah, and what is that? What was that gonna?
The dream PC. That means when Epic launches, because they said the Epic is coming, so.
Are you buying that? Are you buying that PC that's been shown on Lou Unbox Therapy? The Origin O PC, where it has the Xbox, the PlayStation, and the gaming PC, and the streaming card, all in one PC, and a dock built into the PC to where you can put your actual Switch through the damn center of the PC.
I didn't know that existed until you just told me about it. That sounds amazing, actually.
And it's all liquid cooled.
Fuck, that just changed my mind on a lot of things.
And I will put a link in here for you.
How much is that shit gonna cost?
I'm assuming anything Origin PC does. Yeah, we'll start talking about that.
You fucking what, mate?
I saw this on Lou's video, and I was like, we really doing this? Like all I wish, and he's showing off his beautiful beer there.
I figure if I rub this out, you know, Genie might pop out and I get 3 wishes.
Oh, well, get prepared.
Get prepared
and
for what?
Here, and I will literally, this is, they're actually releasing this. This is a real thing. So I will timestamp this and share it. You want to go to about, I know, copyrights, I know. But still, this is awesome, though. There it is.
Bro.
That is a real thing.
Dude, like, there's this guy that was on YouTube a while back. I'm not sure if he's around anymore. But he took all your consoles and turned them into practical laptops.
Yeah, it's still around.
Screen on it. He modded the box to make it have liquid cooling. That was pretty dope. That guy put a lot of work into that shit. He did his first experiments with the N64 and the Dreamcast. Pretty cool shit.
So, here it is. I'll give you
Blaze, I wanted to say that, bro, but like I know for a fact about how many people that hate me that would just sit there and say, "He's racist."
So this is a real thing. So when it to you, it comes with a mouse, the keyboard, everything from Origin themselves, and it's a real thing. This is a real thing here.
You know what's really weird, bro? Is Origin's doing it? Like, really?
Here, I will share this. I will share this at 30. Can I? Application window.
Man, I can't help but feel like Xbox is missing a mark on this market, dude. Like, they're the one company that a lot of people have supported in purchasing. Ooh, seen myself twice. Brimception. Oh man, that looks sick, dude.
Like, this is a real thing. It is a real deal. It's got a PC in the front and it's got the Xbox and everything in the back.
Bro,
and
what kind of PC is that?
That is OPC. They took the motherboard out of an Xbox and the PlayStation, and they put their own cooler on it, and that's where the switch goes, right in the middle. And they have an HDMI switcher in the front, so you could switch between it. There's the remote in his hand. He's playing Overwatch on PC, and on the other side, his buddy is playing Spider-Man on PS4.
That's kind of sick, dude.
And keep this in mind, it's all liquid cooled. And your Switch gets passive cooling, which is cool. When it's docked in through it. Yep. I'm assuming this is going to be about $5,000. But I said this to my mom straight up. I don't know, I'll say this to anybody in the chat. Copyright reasons, I don't want to get in trouble. But I wanted to show this to you guys because it looks really, really cool. So that's the big O. They send you a plaque letting you know it's all signed. There's the Xbox and PlayStation. Those are actual PlayStations, and Xbox's motherboard's ripped out.
Bro, I love how like they're both sharing the same chassis, and like the liquid cooling is shared between the two of them. Like, I wonder how many fanboys are just rolling over right now and pissed.
And it also has a built-in integrated, I believe it's a 4K capture card of your choice. Built in with a Wi-Fi dongle on top.
Yeah,
that controls everything.
Yeah, I saw the Wi-Fi dongle on top.
And then that's Spider-Man being played off to the side over there.
Look at those headphones, man. I didn't recognize those. Those are the Logitech Pro Gs or Pro Xs or whatever you want to call them.
So when does he show the Switch? He shows the Switch here. Eventually, I think that's okay. So he shows the I/O, and then he gets down to the nit and gritty. I think. Hold on,
so like, does the Switch come with all this or no?
Yeah. So here's it in the front. There's the Switch. So he shows you. Here's the inside where the Switch goes. They sent him a Switch too, which is cool. And he reads the authenticity, and then there's the HDMI switch for all of it. They're using SSDs for everything, pre-configured and everything.
How the fuck did they get the Xbox motherboard to like accept this? You know what I mean? Like, because they made it to where it's really hard to mod that thing. Like, they give you a lot of error codes and shit if you're not careful.
Okay, so here's how the Switch works. So he's going to show you right here. So he's taking the Switch out of a case that I have. Same exact case, too. And then it gets passively cooled from the inside out.
That's kind of sick, dude.
And then you get all these peripherals with it, too. So, like, if you buy in for, like, $6,000, you can get all of this set up here. I was telling my mom, you know, this is the way to go. I showed her the video, and I said, you know,
if you want to own everything all at once, yeah, this is the shit right here, dude.
Yeah, this would be the way to go. Like, just imagine your PC configuration the way you want it. You could have two PCs on one side and just have literally like two microboards on one side and literally have like the Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo all of them. Which is cool.
This is a sick ass build. This comes with the mouse pad, the keyboard, the fucking Corsair, what is that? The core? I mean, like, that's a good fucking deal, dude.
Yep, it's called the Origins Big O. That's what it's called.
And they're doing this as partnership with Corsair, which is cool.
And we're gonna come back on.
For 6K, it better have a flashlight dock too.
And the motherboard,
PC
they're
part though. On the PC part, what's the CPU and what's the GPU and the RAM?
so they're using an MSI Meg Z390 board, godlike board. They're using a Core i9 9900K.
Damn.
NVIDIA Titan RTX card, 64 gigs of Corsair Dominator Platinum memory, clocked in at 3400. 2 terabyte Samsung 970 Evo NVMe drives, and for storage, 14 terabytes of Seagate Barracuda memory, and the OS is Windows 10.
Bro, honestly, that's pretty fucking good for $6,000. You know how many $6,000 PCs exist through system builders that literally give you nothing for $6,000? Like, honestly, that's not bad.
And you know that, and a lot of people are saying take my wallet. A lot of people are actually admitting take my wallet. And the reason I say that is because Origin can take a.
It's worth it.
It's worth it for all the what you're getting. Yeah.
Yeah, Blaze. Like seriously, think about it. The i9.
Hopefully, under fair use, you're all right. After I just did that.
I'm not worried about it. i9 9900K, 64 gigs of RAM that are super clocked.
Imagine AMD setup with that.
You have an RTX Titan in there, like, dude. Like, that is fucking sick, bro. Like, oh my god, I want it. That's like my wet dream.
When I woke up, I was like, what is this video? And I was like, I put it on the Roku stick, and I'm just like, this is a real thing. This is a freaking real thing. And so the Ethernet cord, get this. So the Ethernet cord, if you want to be wired, it's all detached to the main motherboard. So you only plug one Ethernet cord, and that's it. One HDMI.
Wait, for
all of it. For all of it. One Ethernet cord for everything. One HDMI for everything.
Bro, that is sick.
And
that is like the ultimate fucking gamer setup for $6,000. You know how many motherfuckers will go out and get a loan for that, dude?
Get this. Origin figured a way to get around the 2 power supplies the PlayStation and Xbox uses. They're actually using an actual PSU to power these 2 motherboards. Not some special power supply.
I'm guessing it would probably be like 2,000, right? 1,200 to 2,000?
They're using 2 power supplies, one at the bottom and one at the top. One to power the main PC that does everything, and then one at the bottom to power the Xbox and PlayStation and Nintendo Switch.
But it's all one cord, though, right?
All one cord.
That's kind of cool.
Like, if like I've not seen this before, but Origin, man, they're pulling the stops.
The ultimate fucking dude. Like, could you imagine? Like, you would never need a 2 PC setup for streaming. You would have everything available to you right there.
Yeah.
That's
and with
sick.
This big old PC, you could have 2 micro boards, means streaming, dual PC streaming, all in one. And then you have your Xbox, your PlayStation, and Nintendo all in one box, in a custom box. Like I said to my mom, I said straight up to her today, I was like, I wish we had these like 4 or 5 years ago.
Right? Yeah.
I would have just bought this instead. I was like 4 or 5 years ago. I wish we had this when they came out, and I wish Origin would have just came out with something like that. Those water blocks are custom though. I'm wondering who they're using to make those.
Okay, so I'll just say it, EK.
Probably.
EK. Like, EK is tied into everything, dude. EK.
And they're using passive cooling for the VRAM chips and everything, which is cool.
That is seriously the sickest fucking build I've ever seen, dude. Bravo, Origin, dude. Like, Origin finally made a price point that is actually sexy. Not just for the PC part, but the fact that you could own an entire generation in one go. Like, it took me a little while to own all these, dude. Like, so to get that in one shot like that, it's worth it. RTX Titan card? Like, really?
Imagine they have an AMD option.
Oh, dude, can you imagine if you got like an unannounced GPU from AMD that's more powerful than the RTX Titan?
That would be
I can
cool.
see Origin doing some shit like that, though.
Well, I can see Origin PC now when the new consoles come out. When we get all this stuff, they'll make their own PC dedicated to that.
You know, I'm kind of excited for the new stuff, but at the same time, I don't want my old stuff to end already.
Well, not necessarily. Sony's taking the adage of both consoles will still be supported. So
Yeah,
everything will be done through emulation. That they did say that.
Emulation, though. Well, whatever. As long as it works, I don't care.
And
Sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
well, I'll say this: AMD right now needs to get their shit together when it comes to drivers and everything. Like legit, like I'm not like running to the store right now to buy a Ryzen chip right now.
True. Blaze, you're right there, dude. Blaze, bro, like, I am right there with you, dude. If they do something like that for a new generation, all at once, like, oh, dude. Can you imagine having all of next gen like that? Like, right off the
Well,
bat?
you can't trade it in when you want to get something new, but it doesn't really matter.
I don't trade my shit in anyways, you know that. I'm a collector. So, like, that would be so sick.
Yeah, and then, if you want to take it out of the PC eventually down the road, you would just go out and buy a custom 3D printed case and then put it in there,
Yeah, true.
I'm wondering how the disk drives are, though. Are they going the all digital approach with that?
It looks like it. I was looking at that. It looks like it. I mean, I went all digital this gen. I went all digital with my Switch.
Well, they're
no,
going. I saw an all digital version of the Xbox One S for a really good price. For a hella price at Walmart.
I want an X. Even though if it's old, I still want an X. I'll probably end up waiting until the prices drop a little bit more for this Christmas season. I might end up. Your boy might end up
Black
with
Friday.
An X.
Black Friday. Not Black Friday. Labor Day weekend.
I might end up connecting my account and then taking this Xbox and putting it upstairs so she can play Diablo with me when she's in bed.
Gotcha. So I will say this in the stream. What was I gonna say? Gears of War 5 tech test, pretty damn good. Minus the first
hiccups.
the hiccups for the first 4 hours. First 4 hours was ridiculous, dude. Like I sat here.
That was some stupid shit, right? Like that was some just retarded ass shit you went through.
And then Microsoft Online was basically saying, "Oh well, we know the problems. Thank God that this won't happen when launch happens." I'm like, who do we remember to saying this? Oh wait, Battlefield, Call of Duty, all in the same.
Well, speaking of which, have you seen the sexiness that is the new Modern Warfare?
Have you seen the new sexiness of Blade, the movie?
Wait, what?
Blade, the movie they announced at Comic-Con. Blade, the movie.
Another Blade movie?
Yep, reboot franchise with a new guy, not Wesley Snipes, but somebody a little bit better.
But Wesley Snipes was good though. I like Wesley Snipes as Blade.
So do I, but I was just like, okay, all right. Yeah, Blade. Yep, Blade. The new Blade's coming. Yep. I was like,
who's gonna be the new Blade?
I gotta remember the guy.
I agree, Blaze. I agree, bro.
Marshall Ali.
I'm gonna have to look my dude up. I don't even know who the fuck this is. Marshall Ali.
Here, I'll give you a link. Here you go.
Marshall.
Here you go. I got you.
Oh wow, that guy.
Yes, sir. He was the guy that played in True Detective.
I know. Is he gonna be able to bulk up for it? He needs to bulk up. This dude's a fucking twig, bruh. Like what? Yo, if he bulks up, seriously, if he bulks up, he could pull the part off.
So Blade's being released. So Marvel's future projects include X-Men, Fantastic Four, and Captain Marvel 2 going forward.
I'm not happy about any of those. Well, X-Men, I have a love-hate relationship with X-Men right now because, well, anybody who watches who's ever watched, I mean, let me say that better. Past tense is better. Watched X-Men, the cartoon, back in the day.
Okay, so here's what Marvel also required out of that too today. What they announced, they required the rights to the character as Ghost Rider and the Punisher, from 2013, and they required Daredevil. I guess somebody else. I guess those three characters, they didn't own them. Disney and Marvel did not own those.
They sold them off to Fox, if I remember correctly. I think
they re-required those, and they also re-required the X-Men rights.
Okay, so let me just say this. X-Men Apocalypse was a huge love-hate thing for me. If you watch the cartoons and you read the comics as a kid like I did, you know Apocalypse did not look like a fucking Ethiopian dressed in a purple suit. Alright? The dude looked like a fucking Ethiopian dressed in a purple suit. In the cartoons, he is a big motherfucker. He is a huge guy. Like, he will fuck shit up. He was, like, his natural size was bigger than all of the X-Men in their universe at the time. So, when you saw the Apocalypse that they filmed, like, you liked pretty much all of the other cast, including Magneto's son, like Quicksilver, but you hated when the Apocalypse fight came up, dude. You were like, what the fuck is this? Like, what's this garbage? This is trash. I don't know, man. I'm a little scared. Slightly scared. He looked like Ivan Ooze from Power Rangers. True story, bro. True.
So at Comic-Con, since Comic-Con's going this week, they did make a lot of major announcements, especially on the Marvel side. Marvel's trying to make Blade a new thing. They're trying to make X-Men back to where it was prestigious. They did say that they're working on making all these franchises better. And they said that they did say
Four, third time a charm or what, dude? Like, I need to know that.
They also stated that the Avengers they're taking it in. They said the Avengers are taking a hiatus to focus on these projects.
Please,
we
Marvel required Deadpool. Don't let Disney fuck it up.
Well, Marvel Studios is part of Disney. Disney owns Marvel Studios. Get prepared for that. Not my Marvel.
About
and
that.
Oh my god, wow, Google, come on now. I know I'm reading things randomly, but I saw an article for
that's fine. It's okay. I'm drinking. This is my fourth beer and I'm vaping, so you're fine.
I saw the Pixel 4, the screen leaks, and I've also seen the back of the camera. You guys have taken everything the iPhone has done and just made a bad version of an iPhone. That is just fucking horrible. Like, stop it. Stop it. Anytime Apple does something, Google just goes, oh, that's a great idea. Let's make some bezels happen and let's adopt it. Let's adopt it and not in a good way. In a bad way. Their layout, like they're not going for the whole.
That's what I thought, Blaze.
They're bringing back the bezel on the top of the screen. That is just ugly.
You know, I don't know. I'm happy with my iPhone still.
Same. Like
this
my
is
iPhone.
The 7, dude, the 7 Plus, and it's still a great.
Hey, you're gonna be good for another year and a half or so. 2 more software integrations. You're gonna be good to go.
Yeah, I just got the beta this morning. I got the the 3rd or 4th patch for the beta.
Yeah, if you want to get into the current part of the beta, I could send you a link and you can download that profile and get into the latest. I'm on the developer. I think it's 5 now of iOS 13. They just updated it again today because they were having issues with apps crashing. So they went, oh yeah, automatically we're gonna man, the LG 5X was a great phone, man. Loved mine until I dropped it on pavement, and it broke into a million pieces. I would still be right.
It's in settings, right, for the profile.
Yeah. So what you do is I'll give you a link, and then you just go click download. I'll give you a developer credentials, and then you just you'll just need to go into your profile under general, and then just pick the developer profile, and then restart your phone.
Oh yeah,
And then
I'm currently on 12.4 beta.
oh yeah, it's iOS 13 right now. Let me go to mine.
How much better? How much better is it from 12.4?
Oh, night and day. There's a dark mode actually.
Well, I got the dark mode today actually for YouTube and all the other shit. So.
Oh no, we're talking like this. Here, I'll show you something. Okay, so let me so I don't show private messages, but here's dark mode on an iPhone. Legit.
What is that? Messages?
That is messages. And then here's dark mode on your home screen. Legit. And then this is the bottom when you go down. See?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Dark mode is like one of those things that I like. It's like I can't go back.
This isn't a sponsor or anything, but like I actually really like this product. There's a little company called Caseology. They have been fucking like perfect for this thing. I have dropped this phone so many times. In fact, this is the first phone that I've ever dropped this many times. And
do you have a glass protector on that too?
Yeah, I have a glass protector. It's cracked, but I don't care. But I just love this case. Actually, this is my first iPhone, and I always used to speak up against.
Hey, people, I'll let you predict what case this is here.
This is awesome. I love
what case
this
do you
iPhone.
think? What case do you think this is? Let's go with it. What case do you think this is? I'll let you guys take a guess.
Is that an OtterBox?
No, actually, cold. You're cold. It's the same company. Keep in mind, they own it.
Caseology? Really?
No, they own this company that's in my hand. They're the sister company.
I'm not really big into cases. I just Caseology.
Lifeproof?
Lifeproof, huh? Is Lifeproof good?
We'll put it this way: Lifeproof is like that company. It's like the PDP of the case. I've had the same case before. I actually warrantied it and got another one because my first one was falling apart. Yeah, it's not waterproof, guys. They say on the commercials on anything that it's waterproof. It's not waterproof. The gasket falls off the actual phone itself. The inside of it that keeps it waterproof actually falls apart.
That sucks.
Yeah, it's not waterproof.
That actually looks like a pretty nice case.
Well, I've dropped this a whole bunch of times, and it's literally protected my phone. I've had no damage or anything like that. I remember when OtterBox was the best case you could buy. The problem with OtterBox is what they did was they pulled a 180, and they literally took away the whole screen protector part that you used to get for free, and they make you buy their glass. When any new iPhone.
There's a budget glass you can get for your phone that's really good. In fact, that's where I got this. It's like something called like a Z glass or some shit. It's like a
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
They're really good. You could buy the entire almost every phone is available. They have glass that you can. They actually provide you with the tool to cut to the size that you need, and it's glass. It's not plastic. It's literally just like the Gorilla Glass, and it's thick as fuck. And that's what's on this one right now. And this bitch, I've dropped it so many times. And it's got a slight crack in it, but it doesn't bother me enough to where I have to go out and buy me another one. So remember when OtterBox was the best case you could buy? Dude, I remember when OtterBox used to have the commercials where you would have some dude on a ladder dropping his case onto the ground, and then some dude with a fucking hockey stick would come by and swing that bitch and slapstick it into the fucking goal. And he'd go over to the fucking phone, pick it up, and there was nothing wrong with it. I remember that. Now they've gotten so big for their fucking britches, they charge almost anywhere from $100 to $250 for a fucking case. You better be sucking my dick, paying my bills, putting food on my table.
Well, OtterBox, so here's the caveat with them. So here's what's funny about it. So OtterBox literally for $24 you just get the case now. You just get the rubber and the case that goes around it. You have to buy their glass off to the side. They don't give you like this where it comes with the plastic screen protector, you know, when it seals
so
it.
expensive, bro. Like they're so expensive.
Well, they've screwed over the
for the basic one that you're talking about. Yeah, it's like 24 something.
Yeah, they don't even give you the protector on the top of it anymore. You have to buy their glass in conjunction. This is the only one that you could buy for the iPhone X that has this and that. Unless I buy an iBasin's really good, and the Beetlejuice case is really good. Those two, if you're looking for OtterBox, alternatives, they both come with belt clips, and they actually come with, the rubber and everything as we know it. Like, I'm kind of thinking about my next case will be that. It's not waterproof or anything, but hey, it's a case. I like the OtterBox look and feel. That's just me. I've had glass before on it, and every glass I've had either falls off or it doesn't last long on my screen. It starts collecting dirt and debris eventually. Lint, things like that.
Oh, yeah, that's natural. I mean, all of our cases and our phones start to look like shit after a while. Fuck, my screen looks dirty as fuck right now. Whatever.
Just make sure not to wipe that with isopropyl alcohol.
Isopropyl alcohol.
Yeah, IPA
for everything.
Yeah, that'll take your layer right off your phone.
If Rhino X is still around, they make a pretty good full case. I never heard of them. I have to check them out.
Yeah, Rhino X does. Yep, Rhino's still around. Let's see. So Gears of War, I'm excited for. Hopefully they have a good launch. The beta was awful for the first 5 hours. And then Microsoft promising, oh, we're going to fix it. We know it's unacceptable. We're going to fix it every hour on the hour. They would come out with tweets because people were flooding their servers as they were trying to fix it. And they said, stop flooding our servers. What do you expect when people are excited?
The game... Okay, so when the game is broken, you have literally the entire Xbox community blowing you up on Twitter. It's gonna fucking happen. I know it's a beta. Everybody knows it's a beta. Like,
no, they didn't even call it. They didn't even call it a beta. They called it a tech test, which is it. And then they said they went in and they did quotations tech test different than a beta. And I'm like, a tech test is a beta. What's the damn difference?
Launch soon though? Like, doesn't it launch in like October?
It launches in September.
Oh, September. Okay.
It launches the week before Borderlands 3.
So, you know what? I was thinking of Call of Duty. Call of Duty launches in October.
So here's the 3 games in September that are releasing. You got NBA, you got Gears, and you got Borderlands all in 1 month. And NHL, so the 4. All in 1 month. That's going to be broke September, and then there's broke October. October is going to be interesting.
After watching that Call of Duty gameplay, I'm looking forward to the fucking release. Like,
you're not the only one. You're not the only one that said that to me. Like, the trailer was badass.
So the gameplay's been out, right? They've been doing 2v2s. Now that's what I'm really looking forward to. The 2v2 competitive. That looks sick. Now, if you've ever played Insurgency on PC, you know it has a certain feel to it, right? If you've ever played Call of Duty or Rainbow Six Siege on PC, it also has a feel. This is like the 3 kind of like meshed into one. There's weapon sway. There's like, it actually matters now. You actually have to play tactically in this new Call of Duty, which I'm actually looking forward to.
It actually reminds me of Search and Destroy with a twist. Where you have to play
of which game though?
Search and Destroy of the original Call of Duties, the remastered. It kind of reminds me of the remastered, but with a twist.
Oh, you're saying like slow and low, not like fast and crazy.
Yeah. See, what I like about this Call of Duty is, and I've been kind of hyped up for it again, where I was like, I'm not gonna get it, and then it got gifted to me, somebody in my family. Yeah, because they were trying to do the right thing to get me some Destiny, and then then I told them, oh, it's moving to Steam, and they were like, oh, well, you can go get Call of Duty now. And I was like, I felt bad because you can't return gift cards to the store, which sucks.
But
I wish you could.
You know what though? Here's what I'm really hyped for. I'm not just hyped for it on a platform, okay? I'm hyped for the fact that you and me could play together.
I'm hyped for the fact of I get to play it on PC with good graphics and know that there's going to be servers to be had.
Bro, because the PC community does not last, dude.
No.
The original CODs, so you'll be able to find games in United Front. You'll be able to find games in Call of Duty 2. You'll be able to find games in Call of Duty 3. Even Call of Duty 4 original, not definitive, but original. You'll find games all day on PC for those. Like those communities will never die. World at War even has a community still. But you go to Black Ops, any of the Black Ops servers, unless it's a crouch server, it's dead.
Yeah.
If you're playing Black Ops 2 or 3 on PC, they're dead. It's a ghost town.
Black Ops 3 on PC is alive. So is Call of Duty 4, the original. So is Black Ops 1. So is Black Ops 2. And I'll tell you why. It's the modding community because there's modded servers.
Yeah, exactly.
And they said with this one, there's supposed to be some type of dedicated servers. I'll say this. The Call of Duty community on PC is mostly the older games. It's mostly been that way. It's been the older games. They don't strafe off to the newer ones. Don't know why that is. I don't get it.
One game, though, that's modern somewhat. It's going into the 4th year right now. And it's still successful on PC. And this is where I give Ubisoft credit. Is Rainbow Six Siege. That game
I knew you were segueing
that came out like a fucking horrible mess where the community practically said fuck you to Ubi. Ubi went back and fixed it and revitalized it to the biggest esport next to Overwatch and Counter-Strike Go. Dude, that's impressive.
They did say they're coming out with something like SOCOM, like a mode like SOCOM. So I'm like, when they do that, I'm coming back. I'm gonna be playing it more oftenly when they do that.
We need to get in on that 2v2 comp.
That's gonna be fun.
2v2 comp is intense, dude. Me and my boys back in when I was we had this clan on PS3 called the Winos, and we would do shit like that to train for game battles. And the clan, we actually went semi-pro in Call of Duty 4. We did really good on the game battles rankings, so good that we were being invited to tournaments and shit online from different parts of the community that were hosting $50,000 to $100,000 prize pools. And so 2v2 as a standard comp without it being a custom thing, that's pretty, I'm actually looking forward to that, dude. I think we could go far with that shit. Competitive? Oh, dude.
Well, I will say this. COD is going to be one of those games that, the Modern Warfare, I'm going to play story first. I want to see what the original story is going to be, you know what I mean? I want to see what the new Infinity Ward's take on Captain Price and everything is. Because I played the original 2 stories, Modern Warfare 1 and 2, and 3 was lackluster, but I played the first 2 and I enjoyed.
3 was everybody some people are saying 3 is the best one, but to me will always be 1. Call of Duty Modern Warfare
the first Call of Duty Warfare on the Wii, dude, was great. I used to love taking the.
Dude, you're not the only one to tell me that. You're like the 30th person to tell me that. I had clan members that were like, Brim, you need to go get a Wii and play this shit. I'm like, what?
Yeah. Yep. The reason why, because the nunchuck, it was so easy proof to all you had to do was just aim down your sights, and it was so easy to shoot people. It was like, point, click, shoot. That's it. It was like Duck Hunt. Point, click, shoot. And I was like, me and my buddy would play it all night, and he was 75 and 15, and I was like, what? How are you doing this? Then I started getting kind of the skills he was getting.
He got 100% of the win points of that shit?
Yeah.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah, you because the game was so easy to play. Same with Black Ops 2 on the Wii U.
Yo, you know what, dude? Now that you mentioned it, I think me and my boy, he used to go by here on YouTube as Truth Be Told, and me and him would crack out on Killzone 2 with the PlayStation 3 Move controller that had the assault rifle.
Right.
Dude, that shit was easy peasy, beautiful cover girl. Like it was
Yes,
ridiculous. It was ridiculous, dude. I was like, oh, this is cake, dude. Like that shit was awesome.
That's kind of like Call of Duty on the Wii and Wii U, dude. It was like there is hard on PS3 and 360, and then you go play it on the Wii and you just feel better about your life.
Yeah.
Literally, I can't wait for Modern Warfare. I think Modern Warfare is going to be one of those games that I think is going to bring people back into the Call of Duty franchise.
And I know we say that every year. We do. We say that every year. We get into the honeymoon stage of Call of Duty where we all love it, right? Advanced Warfare was like that.
Well, this year I'm going in. I don't give a shit. You know, this year for the first time ever, I'm going in. I just don't give a shit.
I'm gonna pre-order it on Xbox.
Oh my God! Boo! Boo! You're not gonna take in the better. You're not gonna take in the better graphics and still have crossplay. Come on! Boo! Oh, but I can't talk because I've gotten Black Ops 4 and everything. So I can't talk.
I just love. Like that's the thing though. Like
you like your Xbox. I get it.
I love my Xbox. I love it. Like this thing. A lot of people give me shit for it, believe it or not. I get a lot of shit on Twitter.
Ever since,
but I don't care, dude. I love my platform. I don't give a fuck.
Ever since boo this man. I was just kidding. I'm fucking with him. I do that all the time when he talks to Xbox. But I've been getting shit for playing PS4 lately. Like, Rev, it's all about the PC. I'm like, I just don't like. I told this to somebody in my stream. I was like, I'm satisfied, man. Like, just not have any issues. Press the start button and go. And you don't have any technical problems. Yeah, it's 30 FPS, 1080p. Who cares?
But if you're playing COD, it's not 30. You're 60, bro. You're on PS4, right?
Well, yeah, but my point
60.
is, I told everybody in my stream, it's just like, who cares?
Dude,
like,
dude. Like that's what I'm saying, dude. Like I said, I get heat for my Xbox like you do your PS4. I've been getting heat for Xbox, dude, since 2013, 14.
And I told people if I had my Xbox again, you still giving me shit. So you know,
this is a good platform. Xbox, okay. As much as I give PS4 shit, right? Like, I give Sony a lot of shit, all right?
Yeah.
But
it's all justified, though.
It's all justified because it's based on what your preference is. If you like PlayStation over Xbox, so be it. If you like Xbox over PlayStation, so fucking be it. Who fucking cares, dude?
Hey, I was tempted at Walmart, that all digital edition. I was really tempted because they had it on sale.
Are you talking about the one that, okay, so my Walmart, they had it for sale for $175.
They had it at my Walmart for literally $220. No, $210. Then they had the regular Xbox for $199. The regular S, $199.
That would have been good.
And there is okay, there we go. Okay. Brimstone needs to get rid of that Netgear network hub. You know, that Netgear life.
I care about the game, not the specs. I agree, dude. I agree.
Well, I'm that way.
Dude. Yep.
It's like I get flack a lot of times. Oh, you need to have the beautiful like PC graphics. Like, yeah, it's great. That's cool and all, but it's, you know, it is what it is. If I want to just game comfortable.
But here's the thing, though. I have better experiences on my Xbox when it comes to the new Black Ops than I do on PC. So do you. Like, me and you have, like, you bought me the PC version as a gift to play with you. We tried to play for like a week straight. Either I crashed all night or you crashed all night.
Or we couldn't even find matches to save our ass.
Right? Like, and like, that's the shit that pisses me off, dude.
So are you playing Gears 4 on Xbox? I'm taking it.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Yeah, that'll be great because then I can finally get my co-op achievements. Finally, thank God. It's a miracle.
Downloaded. We can start that soon. In fact, after I get I'm actually like, so since I haven't been able to talk to you about it, I want to start doing that. Like after I get my placements done, I want to get into Gears with you.
His placements are gonna take him 6 hours because he's gotta go put people in wheelbarrows and take them across the finish line to get them to fucking play in it. I feel so sorry for you. Bro, I really do. I didn't know it was that bad until you told me.
Bro, competitive Rainbow Six Siege, dude, is cancer, bro. Like it's cancer and AIDS.
Well, it's
all wrapped up
Overwatch.
into one, dude.
It's Overwatch all in one.
Oh my
It's
god. But Overwatch, you know what's funny about Overwatch, dude? Like, I love the game. Like, I legitimately love the game. But the community, like Rainbow Six, is like trash. Like, I know they're there to play. A lot of people, like, that's great and all. But your back hurts all the time for carrying. In Overwatch, if I am Mercy, I should not have to carry the fucking
Is
team.
Gears of War PC any better? It got a little bit better. You just can't join. I hope they fix this, and I haven't tested it out yet. Where you can join another friend to play with you on PC.
We'll test that out.
If you have an Xbox and you join your PC brethren, it works fine. But if you do PC to PC, it's just fucking garbage. You're not finding a match. You're not finding it. No, you're not playing co-op together, because if you have an Xbox and a PC, you can co-op. If you have a PC to PC, you're out. You're just SOL.
Okay, so you played the tech demo or the tech test, technically.
Yes.
All right. So did they actually fucking give more purpose to the assault rifle, or is it still a weak piece of shit and you have to rely on shotguns?
Shotguns are so OP.
Fuck, man.
Shotguns are the most OP thing. So first thing, I was like you. They're gonna do some more emphasis on the. Oh, and they changed the chainsaw button. That irritated the shit out of me. It's the first time in my life that I'm gonna complain about Gears. Why in the whole hard hell would you change? Let me fix that. Oh, why in the hell would you change the chainsaw button from B to the right bumper?
Why would they do that? That doesn't make any sense.
Because the B button is their new slashing button. So Kat has, like, you know how Scarlet has on Mortal Kombat that little thing she does, that maneuver that she does where it's like a what is it, like a throwing sword kind of deal, or a throwing, like, you know how Scorpion does the get over here thing? Yeah. Well, she kind of does that when you press the B button. The B button is supposed to be like a knifing kind of deal, like with all the characters, and I'm just like, this is stupid. She just left it alone. Like, don't fix what's not broke. And the reload trick is still there.
Dude, that was like the main fucking bitch about that prequel of Gears of War that came out in the 360, the last one. Everybody said the same shit. Why did you make this shit more like Call of Duty? Like, a lot of people hated that. That was like the main review bombing score for Metacritic, was the control.
And that was Gears of War Judgment.
Worst
Gears game ever made. Fly-by people, just never make another Gears game ever again. Like, stop.
Just don't touch it. Just don't even mess
with it. No one cared about Baird, dude. That storyline, nobody cared. Honestly, Baird, I didn't care for. Baird's that side guy. Like, no one cares about.
Wasn't Baird, like, what's his dude's fucking son or some shit?
Baird is, like, friends with Marcus.
Oh, friends with Marcus, not his son. Okay.
No, yeah, that's Gears of War 4. That's the one we're playing. We're going to be playing. Gears of War 4 is good. I played it. It's a good game. It was just like Halo, kind of short. Like, it was really kind of short to me. It wasn't as long as I thought it was as a typical Gears game. My Gears of War game will always be Gears of War 3. That scene between Marcus and Dom will always be my favorite scene ever. Like, just my favorite, the first, those ending scenes, the beginning, middle, and end of that.
Yeah.
Like I legitimately had tears when, you know, that shit happened. You know, like, because you followed Marcus through, like, Gears of War 1 and 2 was kind of like what not Marcus, but what Dom was going through, and then you got to the conclusion of 3. And that was really sad. With General Ram at the end. Yeah, I did like Gears of War 1. Gears of War 1 there was that one mode, that was the one mission that was really super hard when you played it on, what was it, the hardest level? Where you would go and the birds would attack you.
Yeah.
That was hard. I played that tons of times. But I've always loved Gears. Now, Gears 5, from the tech test, they still have the reload trick. That still makes your shotgun powerful. And when you turn around a corner, they still haven't figured out momentum with the shotgun yet. So, like, if you have the momentum with a shotgun...
So you could just...
and you go...
snap on people, in other words.
Yeah, so when you have the momentum, right, and you go around the corner and you have the right of way, it doesn't matter. That's the guy that's coming like around that corner basting you could shoot your head right off and it's over.
Does weapon sway actually affect your gunfire though? Like I remember back in the day, people used to tape like quarters and shit to the center of their screens when they were playing Gears of War, because they knew that it was practically laser accurate.
So it's pretty much like Gears of War. So Gears of War 3, 4, and 5 are basically the same to me as far as multiplayer goes. It has not changed. Like the Turk bow is still the best thing since sliced bread from distance. Shotguns are so OP, even if you do the reload trick, it's still there. They have really kind of screwed up how you chainsaw and how you knife. They brought in a knife mechanic that's really stupid. And now when the locust grabs on you, okay, when they grab on you when you're like down, they changed that animation. And they also now they add a kill cam now. They added a kill cam that I'm just like, why? Did we really ask for a kill cam? Like, I don't need a kill cam. Just get me into the damn action. That's how we play Gears. It's like, I don't know, like Gears of War 5, I feel like they added a lot of cool things. The graphics got better on PC. Now when you move to your secondary screen, it does not minimize the game like a lot of those Xbox games do. It actually is an actual PC game. It's running on Unreal 4. Looks really good. And they're doing a lot of good things on it. It's just some of the multiplayer things I'm just shaking my head going, why? They didn't need to do half of this stuff. They could have.
Yeah, I was gonna say I agree with Blaze. He says Lance the sniper all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
And they have this other one. They have this other gun from Gears of War 4 where it shoots like a frisbee at you, and then it comes down on the ground and kills you immediately, kind of like how the torque bow works.
Yeah.
And that's a little OP. You'll find out in Gears of War 4 what that's all about, and you'll find out, and you'll just be like, "Oh, this is so OP. This is not even fair." And I will say this cat looks... this cat looks better than ever in this game. I'm actually grateful that we're going to get her storyline and find out what happens in 5. Because I already kind of know what's happening in 5. We're going to find out that her mom's the queen. I'm guessing.
Yeah, I was just going to say her mom is the queen, if I remember correctly.
We're going to find out of the Locust, the new gen Locust, or the Swarm. I still call them Locusts because, you know.
And in fact, people are saying, like, this is like the StarCraft 2 spin-off of the Zerg, because of you have a character in StarCraft that, you know, she becomes the Queen of Blades, is what they call her. And her name is Kerrigan. And she is Ryan's like number 2, and
gotcha.
She becomes a badass. So like they leave her on the planet, and Jim Raynor is along with her, and this asshole is leaving the planet, and you see a helicopter view of Jim Raynor and her in the pit fighting these Zerg off, and he gets away, but they actually abduct her. And they splice her DNA with them, and she sort of like becomes like this badass that has psionics. She can control the Zerg through telepathy, so like she doesn't even have to say shit. She can just tell them what to do. And
I'm assuming that's what they're going with.
And that's kind of what this is. And a lot of the community members have said that like in Gears 4. When you saw her, that's what that reminded them of. So like they considered like this to be like how StarCraft 2 did it. So
hey, I don't mind Gears, you know. And my thing is, why they call it a Gears 5? They should just call it Gears of War 4. Gears of War 5. Sorry, they should just call it Gears of War 5. I didn't understand the naming scheme, but I guess they're trying something new. Rod Ferguson came out the other day saying, that we are taking Gears into a different universe and we're trying different things. And I understand what they're doing. They need to modernize Gears a little bit, get it into, the future a little bit.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of lost its luster a little bit. I get it. Kind of like Halo. Like Halo needs that bounce back because Halo 5 was garbage. Not garbage. Story-wise was garbage.
You can say it was garbage. It's fine. I mean, a lot of people think that, but like, to me,
the multiplayer was where it was.
Yeah, same.
On point.
I played competitive and multiplayer quite a bit, and like 2 seasons worth, I went into plat. Like I got.
So really multiplayer wise, it's where it's at. Story wise, trash.
Yeah.
Like, like you played it. You blinked, it was over. I played it with Shane, and we played Legendary. 5 hours later, we beat it, and we were just like. We played with another guy, and our friend Jarrett kind of got away from Xbox, but we just all 3 of us said at that time it was like Halo 5. We were just like,
what the fuck?
We were just like, this is Legendary. We were mowing people down, and we were just like, wow, that was the game. Wow. And it wasn't everything they were selling it to be either.
No, dude, like when they okay, so like I remember back way back on our first podcast that we did together, we talked about Halo 5 and the advertising for it. And we were like, yo, like these 2 dudes are going to be fucking beefing it out like this, dude. Like, cuz the advertising was epic. Like the advertising that Microsoft did for that, like we were all like, bro, we have to have this game in our group.
To answer that, Blaze, not Halo, you mean Gears lost its luster after Cliffy B left. I was actually kind of glad Cliffy B left.
Cliffy B didn't like doing this stuff anymore. He stopped caring about the community. He stopped caring about Gears. And honestly, when he was there, he never fixed his games. Like it's like Gears 1 and 2 original OG had a wall running glitch that never got fixed. Like they never patched it out. So people were ending up on top of buildings and shit, and we're like, how the fuck did you get up there? Like he never fixed his shit.
Now at least Rod Ferguson is listening to the community. Like he's like, I will give him credit. He was on top of it when he was literally 1-to-1 with everybody when the servers were having issues. He was like, hey, look, it's a tech test. I'm not trying to sell crap or shade at you guys. I'm trying to make it right. Yeah, I know, it's unacceptable. I get that. I'm working with my team to get it worked. And they did. It took them, after 5 hours of so many people having problems, it took them an hour and they got it worked. He was right on top of it. He said, look, we messed up. We're going to fix it. Look, it's unacceptable. So I give him credit. You know what I mean? I give him credit for, admitting that they had problems. And he said at launch, most of these, cat hair.
No, it was a little pink fuzzy from my truck. As I was driving home, we have this pink fuzzy thing for her because that's her favorite color.
Okay.
And it rubs off on you after a while. So,
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cliffy sucks now. I completely agree. Cliffy B I just feel like he reminds me a lot of who was it? There was a singer that was just going along with the motions at one point.
Bethesda.
Bethesda. Well, there was a singer.
No, I know.
Axl Rose. I'll say that Axl Rose went along with the motions for a while there, with Guns N' Roses.
I just want this game to be good. I want the community to stick around for this game on console and PC. Because
I think it's going to, with all those people that are getting for buying Navi cards or Vega cards, or Radeon Navi cards. They're getting 3 months of Xbox Live or Xbox Game Pass. I think it's gonna be.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he did. And the reason why I compare it to Cliffy B, because Cliffy B's kind of in that boat where he was like really, really on top of his game, and then he just went along with the motions for a while there. Like, don't get me wrong, I think Radical Heights could have been something, but he just gave up on it. He was like, oh yeah, here's our game.
Wasn't it you or Landon that was telling me that Radical Heights is still very much alive? Like, the community is keeping it alive.
Yeah, the community is updating it and keeping it alive, and also too that now, supposedly since it's gained popularity, I was talking about this. Some of the developers are now talking. There's a developer team that's well known that's thinking about repicking it up and refixing all Cliffy B's problems and paying him for the IP.
You know what? One game I have. Speaking of like the epic shit, because like Cliffy B was a part of it. Um, Dude, I'm really enjoying Slime Rancher as like one of those games to kick back to. Just you have a hard night's work. You don't feel like playing any competitive. You just want to unwind. Slime Rancher, dude, it's fucking dope, dude. Like we were playing, like me and my friend Yang were playing this the other night, and we just chilled the whole night, just bullshit and played fucking Slime Rancher, dude. It was the nicest fucking night ever after a hard works night, dude. Like if you guys like something to kick back to, you don't want to worry about your rank or your MMR, or you just want something to relax to. Yo, Slime Rancher, fucking dope, dude. I love that game.
A game to do that too with I'm a music game nerd, so a game to sit back and do that with is Rock Band. I do that time to time, just like what you're saying. Just sit back, relax,
just relax,
just totally escape, go quiet. Like you just totally escape like everything. Like your brain just like you go into relax mode.
If they have it on PS4, and I think they do, look up a game called Musinx. It is like a DJ Hero clone, and it's a really good game. I think you'll like it too, because I know you like I know you like your music games. So,
you know what game I really want bad? Cool. You know what game I really want bad? I do not want to buy a PlayStation VR for it. I just want to, I'll probably get a used Oculus for it. Is what is it? Blade. What is it? What's that music game that everybody's hyped up for? I'm gonna butcher it.
Saber or whatever.
Beat Saber. Yeah, like I would probably play that for hours. I was actually getting down before my Oculus Rift first gen took a shit on me and died. The cable did. It wasn't anything that failed. It was internal. Was Rock Band 4 on Oculus. That shit was kind of fun.
So here's the cool thing. That Oculus Go or whatever the fuck it's called, that Oculus Portable
Quest.
Like that thing will actually work with your PC if you want it to. Like if you have the cables for it, you can just plug it in like a regular Oculus and it runs.
Holy shit, that is cool.
Yeah. I want one.
Yeah. I think a lot of people do. I wouldn't buy into
it's pretty cheap, dude.
And I think Steam dropped the ball with their VR headset coming out with a VR headset made by Lenovo.
That overpriced piece of shit, dude. Like, god damn, dude. What? $5.99 just for the fucking headpiece, dude.
How do you go from a company that knows what they're doing called HTC to Lenovo that can't make a product to save their soul? Like that just makes no sense to me.
Bro, like HTC Vive, from what I understand, was really good. Like I heard by like a lot of friends, like my artist friends in the community that I'm a part of, they fucking love that thing because it was so accurate with like their brush strokes and stuff.
Well, I had all three headsets. I had the PSVR at one point. Before I reconnected with you, I had the PSVR headset, the HTC Vive, and the Oculus Rift. The Oculus Rift died on me, so I returned it and got my money back at Best Buy. I don't know. The cable was weird. Like the cable like broke on me or something like that from tugging on it too much. The PSVR I ended up selling online because I just didn't like the fact that it was dark at all time. When you would look into the two eyes, it was just way too dark. Like when you play games like Farpoint's a great game to play, but when you're looking from distance and you're trying to kill enemies, it's too dark. And what was it? The HTC Vive was one of the best things, but I sold that to somebody that I won't mention here. Sold that to somebody for money, and I guess he's loving it. I just didn't like the fact that I didn't like the lighthouses, the way they were positioned.
I want to see a Tekken game of some sort or a fighter where we're both in first person view and we can fight each other. That would be sick.
I have played that PC Guitar Hero / Rock Band Clone Hero for years.
He said he wants to say it's Phase Shift. Is that what
I know what Phase Shift is. Yeah, Phase Shift and Clone Hero. You see, but I'm with you, Brimstone, on when we talked about this, about Clone Heroes and the Phase Shifts of the world.
Nothing beats the official, dude. Nothing beats the official.
No, you don't get. I like the official because like you get the crowd, you feel immersed into it. On Clone Hero or Phase Shift, it's kind of like you just get a highway and then just like a GIF of something in the background, and it's just like, oh.
See, and I'm in the same boat. Like, I tried Clone Hero. I thought it was okay. I tried the DDR free to play that they have, Dance Dance Revolution, where you could like download your own song packs and like themes and shit. I did that for years, and it was okay.
Oh, you mean oh god, what's the one with the keyboard and you do up, down, left, right with your fingers?
Yeah, yeah.
God, I know the game you're talking about too.
I played it for like 2 years because I was addicted to it.
Let's see, I played Frets on Fire, that died. Then Pulse Shift I played, and then I played Clone Hero. The problem is I want to support the developer. I don't want to go and steal music. That's my thing. I want to support the developers, you know what I mean?
Well, like, and that's another reason why like I stopped doing Mugen. Like, do you remember what Mugen is or Mugen?
I think I do.
It was like
I think I do.
It's a fight engine that allows you to customize it, so you can like practically create your own Marvel versus Capcom type game. I made my own game. I did everything as far as like I actually even made my own character, and I don't know, dude. Like it just didn't feel good. Like I was just like, this is okay. I played on
was that the game that you could create your own characters and then play like custom mods for character packs and stuff like that? Like you can have all okay.
Yep, you had to like you sort of had to do like some minor coding to get your characters into the game. It was okay. It was alright. It was fun, but
See, I have a love for. See, my thing is, I have a love for for Guitar Hero and Rock Band 4. Now, I do have a love for Clone Hero because Clone Hero is getting the new generation of people into what Guitar Hero is.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I have some love for that too, and Phase Shift and stuff like that. It is me. I'm old school, and I gotta have it. You know, the original. I got to be able to play it on those consoles and experience it the way I experience.
It just doesn't feel good when you play it. Like you try to play the game, you get into your groove of your song that you like, and it just feels like a hollow. I don't know. I might be weird, dude. I might be weird, but it feels like a hollow experience. And
well, a lot of our friends that we know play Clone Hero, and they're like, "Well, I'm playing this at 250%," and I'm like, or 250 speed, and I'm like. That's great and all, but it's not the same. Like, I don't have that. Like, when you have to have the track going that fast, it stops becoming fun. Like, when it starts becoming competition to beat the best levels, you know what I mean? It stops being fun.
It might be. If you're not using your keyboard and you're playing with the Guitar Hero 2 controller, which I did the same thing, yeah, that might be why you're okay with it. Like, I tried it with my... my Guitar Hero 2 controller, and I just couldn't get into it. I was just like,
Well,
okay.
I own every. Well, Brimstone knows me. I own every Guitar Hero, every Rock Band controller, minus the Beatles. I don't own that, but one day we will. One day we'll get there.
My last one that I bought was the Aerosmith bundle.
So I have the Les Paul, both Aerosmith and Guitar Hero 3. I do have all the Rock Band controllers.
Same. Yep.
I killed every single Rock Band drum set you can ever think of because I played them way too much. Same with World Tour and all that. And you can't find them anymore. It's really hard.
Speaking of Guitar Hero, dude, like, did you ever get into a game called DJ Hero? Like,
yes.
I love that shit, dude. DJ Hero's the truth, dude.
DJ Hero, I was sad when they took the company that made that game and they made Guitar Hero Live and a piece of me.
Red Octane, right?
No, it was Rhythm. It was Rhythm Freestyle. That made it, and now they're part of Ubisoft now. Yeah, Ubisoft bought them out because Activision sold them to them.
Yeah, because that Guitarsmith got really popular. Like that Guitarsmith, dude. Like that's
Rocksmith. Rocksmith got really.
Rocksmith. That's what I was thinking of. I wanted to try that for the longest.
The new Guitar Hero Live was 50-50 with me. I enjoyed it for like I didn't have to buy endless music. So I enjoyed it in that aspect. But what I didn't enjoy was they took what I knew, the red, white, orange, and all these colors, and they took it away from me. Like, give me the option to have both.
Didn't they turn it into like a rock band sort of situation? So instead of having the buttons, you had the frets, right?
No, they took away the original colors and they put the six buttons on 3 and 3, and they kind of tried to teach you how to play guitar in a way, and it was really it was just really bad.
Huh.
And the buttons got stuck half of the time. I thought Rock Band controllers were bad, but the Guitar Hero Live controllers took the cake for being so bad at one point.
If anybody here, I don't know if you've played this game, if you guys ever get a chance, and you can find it for cheap online, and you have a PS2, get DJ Hero, not DJ Hero. I'm sorry, DJ. What was it? DJ Max, I think it's called.
I believe so.
DJ Max, dude. I had that shit on the PSP, and it was addicting. That shit is awesome. If you like me, if you're like me and you enjoy the games like Muzinks on the PC or Xbox or whatever, you will love DJ Max because it has some of the best house mixes you will ever play. Plus, they don't just do techno; they do rock. They do some hip hop mixes, but a lot of rock and a lot of techno. Really good shit.
Well, I will also say too, like music games, I'm grateful they haven't released any new stuff yet for music games.
Is it weird to me, dude? Like, I want them to kind of re-release Rock Band, but like do a bundle thing where like all the music and the guitar.
Well, they were.
Is like no, I mean like now.
Well, they were. Okay,
so
Rock Band 4 was going to hit Steam. They had an Indiegogo and some type of other Indiegogo type whatever other website does like Indiegogo stuff. They didn't get enough money. They needed the money because they are an indie company now because, you know, EA and MTV Games don't work with them anymore. So they became an independent company, and they at one point filed for bankruptcy at one point. And they came back and they partnered with for PC, which was really shocking, with the Oculus Rift team. They partnered up to make Oculus Rift version of Rock Band 4. So they said, oh, well, we did this. It did very well. So we're going to bring out the PC version. And then they went to Kickstarter and all these Indiegogo stuff. They didn't make enough money. I backed it. And then they gave me a refund because they didn't make enough money. They were trying to get $100,000 or something more than that so they could hire a developer to develop the PC port of it and with DLC and everything. And their whole goal was to do like, you know how Destiny 2 is doing cross saves? So like I could take my Xbox One content and bring it over to the PC version, like a cross save deal. All my songs and everything.
It's not just a one-time thing like they did.
Yeah, you can move it over between the platforms. They were the first to try to do what Destiny's doing. Yeah. And they were trying to do crossplay at that time too. That was part of their idea, to do crossplay between all the platforms so you could play against PS4, Xbox, and they were literally short by $75,000. And they just said, well, we're not doing it. And we haven't heard since. They made a stupid, and they're the ones that are behind Twitch Sings. So if you want what Harmonix's doing, they're doing Twitch Sings. So everybody on Twitch is that they're the ones that partnered up with Twitch, took Twitch Amazon money, and they said, we're doing Disney stuff, and going forward, we're doing Disney stuff and Twitch Sings. Rock Band will be on the back burner for a while, they said, because it failed. And they said they'll keep coming out with DLCs for it for Xbox and PlayStation going forward. And then everything else will be put into Amazon and Disney. I'm like, oh, that sucks. So my dream...
That's a shame, dude. That's really a shame.
My dream of having... And then they took my favorite thing from Rock Band 4, and it... they have online play now on Rock Band 4. And what they did was now is you have to make a room now for it. It used to be you just press quick play and you would just, you know, go like we used to do in Guitar Hero 3 and just find a match and be done and start playing. No, you got to go make your own room and have people, we have to wait for people to join you. It sucked. And Clone Hero is getting online play. Everybody keeps telling me, oh, the next month or two they're getting it. I'm like, yeah, but they really need to fix their stuff with the whole Rock Band 4 controllers and stuff like that and Bluetooth, because they can't get it right because there's a delay and lag and shit like that.
God, man.
Music games are officially dead, man. Unfortunately,
I remember when Guitar Hero released their last game, you and Shane were
Warriors of Rock.
Bro, you and Shane were like dead fucking selling that shit to me. You guys like you got to try this Brim. It is a great game.
It was a great game.
Fantastic. You should give this a whirl. And I'm like, okay, maybe later, you know. And then like it was like a month later, you guys were like, it's fucking dead. It's like I'm like, no. Because you guys were like no-lifing that shit on Twitch. Like you guys were both live streaming that shit non-stop.
When Rock Band 4 first came out, I told Shane I'm just gonna play it until I drop. I beat that thing within 10. I beat that thing in 10 hours. The main campaign.
You went straight. You didn't stop. You went straight. Like I went to bed, woke up, saw you streaming, went to bed again for a nap because I got up too early. I was too tired. Got back up, and you were at the end of your stream saying you just beat the shit. I was like, that's it? Like,
hey, really? That's what happened. That's what happened to Tomb Raider. Rise of the Tomb Raider. I played that shit for 24 hours. I didn't go to bed. I just kept playing. And then Shane eventually told me, like, hey, man, you sound like you're just out of it, dude. No, I'm all right. I'm fine. I'm fine. Like, I'm going to beat this.
I got this. You're fine. Yeah, because I got off of work when I was working at the Blue Box. I got off of work. And I came back and I'm like, hey man, how you feeling? You know, I'm all right. I
was dying left and right at that point.
I got like 4 energy drinks in me, Brim. Let's do this. And that's when we tried to play Gears of War together for the first time. And
yeah.
You were so far gone. I'm like, bro, you have like 3 guys on your left, and you're like, what? Dead. I'm like, fuck.
Man, when certain story games, dude, that come out, I just got to play them until I drop. Like
yeah,
the next Gears is gonna be that way. Like I'm gonna beat that in one night. I did that
shit with Uncharted, dude. Uncharted 1 and 2. Hey, there's my other half coming in on the stream in her nightie.
I don't care.
You don't care?
I don't care.
you know you're on like the Game Talk channel right now, right?
I don't give a shit.
Hi.
So this is my other half. Isn't she so cute? Oh, you're pretty.
How drunk are you?
I got 4 beers in me.
He's got too many beers to count.
Hi, baby.
Let's see. I think Warriors of Rock and the Beatles are one of the only ones that I didn't play. The Beatles was great. I beat that within 8 hours. I can count every moment of every Rock Band game that I've ever played.
You said it's hot down here?
A little bit.
Really? It feels good down here for me.
You're drunk.
I'm like, I hope nobody sees your
anything feels good when you're drunk, all right?
Blaze,
like you stop feeling heat.
Now you're shy. Now you're gonna hide.
I just saw where I was at, so I was like, wait a minute.
Well, yeah, your up to 90 cam almost came through.
There we go. In her natural habitat, National Geographic.
This is so for those of you that don't know, this is Annika on Twitter. She follows me.
I don't use it though. I just kind of.
She just uses it to stalk me, pretty much. Just
She's a robot AI.
Tries to make sure I don't post those dick pics on Twitter.
Oh Lord.
You know I'm the one posting your dick pics on Twitter.
Here, I'll do like the
one that probably posts my.
I'll do like the cricket commercial. Bye. Hi.
So story time.
Accident.
I think I said something about it in the stream.
Oh Lord.
So,
it's Adventure Times with Brimstone. Here we go.
Way back. Like I think this is just before I met you. I knew about you at the time, but I didn't meet you officially. This was back when Brimstone was just the name was starting to start out here on YouTube. Back in when YouTube first launched, and this girl right here, before we bought this house, long before we bought the house, this is like what 2006, I think.
I think we might have been in Silver Creek or Silver Cliffs.
So this girl right here decided.
Yeah, it was Silver Cliffs.
She was gonna take a picture.
You were so cute.
Of my junk when I'm asleep, right? So she so I just got my BlackBerry Pearl, right? Just got the fucking
man.
thing. Me and her, like, we were younger at the time, so like, we were just like crazy back then. And she took a picture of my junk when I was asleep, and she's on the phone with her mom, right? She's on the phone with her mom, talking to her mom about something.
Remember that shit?
And I'm asleep. I'm still asleep at this point.
I did not dick pic you on the phone with my mom.
No, you didn't do it with your mom.
Okay, gross.
But you were surfing the internet while being on the phone with your mom.
I remember that.
And she just turns and looks at me as I'm starting to wake up. And she's all, like, gasping air. Like, just takes it a big, oh my God. I'm like, what? She lips that to me. She doesn't really say it out loud. She's on her phone with her mom.
I remember this.
And she shows me on the computer, on the front page of T-Mobile, your boy's junk was on the front page.
It was very cute. It was cute. It was a cute picture.
She said it was very cute.
It was a cute picture.
So,
On the front page, you're famous, dude.
on T-Mobile, we did not know that T-Mobile did this. They did this thing where, the option never came up in our phones, first off. They automatically shared your pictures on their front page as a memory thing, right? It was like your favorite moments or whatever.
Uh-oh.
Well, for some reason or another, whoever was working the fucking pictures that day didn't notice it was your boy's junk all over the place.
You were certainly a happy sleeper.
Oh, man. That
I was
must
a
have been
happy
good...
sleeper, evidently, according to her. So, yeah, that happened.
Oh, man.
Money.
I didn't get no money for that shit. My shit was on their front page for it was like a day or two before someone finally got on and was like, oh, maybe we shouldn't post that on the front of T-Mobile's page.
Maybe, yeah.
Andrew's junk.
Good job, Val, for that. You're famous.
Hey,
You're famous, my dude.
Would you not blow your shit at me?
I'm not blowing it at you. I'm blowing it this direction.
But it's coming this way. Oh,
So,
This is a vape. All it is liquid.
I don't like it.
It's not smoke.
It stinks.
Calm your titties.
Get him, Chunky. Get it out. Can't get you.
now I'm going to vape even harder.
Yeah, right? So that happened.
Can we ask Metro why there's lotion by his chair? Should I not be in his chair?
Evidently, there's lotion next to Metroxix's chair. Is there a box of tissues over there? Then in that case, you should probably not be
Either a
there.
pillowcase or a sock. I'm out of here.
You probably should not be sitting in his chair at all, period. You should just be getting the you should be getting the, the Germ X stuff and start wiping his chair down.
Alright.
And make sure if that lotion doesn't have any, dried up stuff on it.
Did you see there is a Hello Kitty food place?
I think we need to
I
start
saw it.
questioning.
I saw it.
Let me know.
Yeah, I think we need to start talking. We need to start asking Metro, what are you doing with lotion on your desk all night long?
I know it's like because he has ashy elbows. That dude's the most fair-skinned dude in this house, and he does not have ashy elbows. So I don't want to
Man.
hear that shit.
Give him some cocoa butter, man.
What's Metro been up to?
Walking around in his underwear.
Walking around in his underwear?
At least I cover my junk, okay?
You almost didn't cover your chunk. They almost got an up the skirt thing over there.
At least I'm wearing underwear.
At
Yeah,
least you're wearing
not
underwear.
not safe for not safe for YouTube.
Not safe for YouTube, yeah. Primstone's old lady came out and she's not wearing any panties right now.
You
Oh,
And you can hear the comments now.
A lot. They have some risque things on there. That stuff that pops on your feet, like, what the hell?
don't be yawning, bro. Like I'm looking at your yawn face right now. I'm like, oh my god, I kind of want to.
I'm relaxed, bro. It's called the CBD. I'm sorry.
Who knows?
Let's
Said that
see.
earlier.
You see, like, let's see, you see. Yeah. The good stuff. Shit that makes you relaxed,
Or I can just make you some soup.
The stuff that just brings you
Dare you
down.
throw that shit at me like that?
You have two choices: garlic clove, or I can make that delicious soup again.
Wow, I'm finally showing it on stream. There it is. All right.
Showing one on stream.
The CBD.
The CBD.
What are you doing?
You see that? You see?
Look behind you. Other way.
Yeah.
I can't see. Who is it?
It's midnight. It's like
Oh.
still doing it.
You know, it's tobacco flavored. I don't know why. I don't know why CBD would be tobacco flavored because I don't taste it.
So you can't twist around 2 inches.
Does the Discord still exist? I think I've been off it for like 2 years. Yeah, Discord's still around, bro. Like, it's bigger than ever. They've added it. They've made it into a game client now. So, like, there are certain games that they will support mainstream to give you, like, additional loot for your free-to-plays and stuff. Okay. I love you too. Are you okay? Want to get me a beer before you go?
What?
Maybe 2 beers?
It better be in your fucking fridge down here. I'm not going up and coming down.
It is.
Bye.
Make sure I don't have
Bye, he
no
says.
butt scene or anything going on here.
You have
I'm
a
quoting.
pretty- You
I'm
have a pretty
quoting.
butt. Unless, you know what? Your pretty ass might actually improve the stream.
You think you'll get money for it? Because if that's the case, I will.
That's why the like ratio went up.
Pretty much. Yeah, our likes, like, doubled all of a sudden.
Yeah.
They see a female on stream and they're like,
Bring in beer. Two beer.
now that is a trained woman. No.
You wanna-
Oh
No,
man.
she knows I'm kidding. She knows I'm kidding.
Next thing you know, Brit.
She does. She owns me. Like, her and Chunky are both like, I'm theirs. I'm not. They're not mine. I'm theirs.
And then you know the next thing, Brim is gone. What happened to Brim? Oh,
Oh, look at her.
he
She's
disappeared.
So cute. Look at the cheeky weeky. She's so adorable.
You can play that game. Alright, honey. Love you. Nice to meet you guys. Later.
Bye. You want me to put my finger in your butt?
Got a question for you. What happened in that picture? Looks like you did something gross.
That's, you know what's funny? Is the stream started off that way, so I kept it frozen like that because
Did
it
you
looks funny.
sneeze?
No, what were we talking about? Like,
you
I
grossed
was
out?
like,
Were
ew.
you
What
gonna
was it?
yarp?
What was it that we were talking about at the beginning, Rev?
Oh, we were talking about Natty Ice
Oh yeah, we're talking
Natural
about
light.
Yeah.
About what?
beer.
Natural light.
The
really
worst beer you could buy in the world.
I see what you're doing.
What are you talking about?
Hmm.
I'm only just, just sitting
I'll
here
tweak
doing
your
this.
nipples on camera.
You gotta tweak my nipples on
I
camera.
will.
You're gonna do it.
I'll do it.
What? I'm
Do
not.
you want another dick pic on the computer?
Oh.
No, I just kidding. I won't do that. That's really mean. Okay, love you. Bye.
Oops, my bad, dude.
Well, so far Cricket doesn't do that shit, so we're good. Message
My bad,
automatically
brother.
held, review hidden. But
Yeah, I clicked the wrong thing. Hold on.
no, it's okay. I
All
could.
the cats are gonna come with me now.
Yeah,
Natty
that
is
was
nasty as fuck. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it is. I'm gonna get a water.
I have a trash can here. It's filled with the brim and nobody tosses it.
I don't know. Metro was supposed to throw that shit away, but whatever. It's Metro. Natty is nasty as fuck. It is. This is the only piss beer that's allowed in my house. Corona Extra. That's the
No,
only
Metro
one.
drinks Mike's Hard Lemonade. That in itself is like Natty Ice.
What's like Natty? Corona?
Mike's Hard Lemonade.
Yeah, but it tastes good though. Mike's Hard Lemonade actually has
No.
pretty good taste. Like natural, dude. Like natural is the only. Let me put it this way: the only Anheuser-Busch product that's allowed through those doors. Shock Top. That is it. You're not allowed to have anything else. It has to be a Shock Top. If you try to come into this house with MGD, Budweiser, Bud Light, Natural.
Well, you guys just got to
Michelob,
see me.
Milwaukee
shotgun-
even. Get the fuck out.
Shotgun a water bottle. Though there you go. So thirsty. There you go. There you go. You can watch it back on the replay there.
This is a nice after work. You've been working your ass off beer. It calms you down. It
No.
cools you off. But
There's Pacifica and then there's Corona. Pacifica's the better.
Pacifico is good. I like Pacifico. Pacifico's good.
Even had the Budweiser Copper Lager. That was good though with Jim Beams in it. That was really good. I even had the Discovery Brew. as well, and that was really good. And I was drinking that for a while.
Is it actually good, Blaze? Because like, I'm a huge Budweiser Nazi. Like, it's not allowed to come through those doors. So if that's actually good, I might actually try it. Let me say it like this: if you're somebody like me who likes Newcastle, Sam Adams, and any of the IPAs, like I could go for a nice IPA, and I'll be good. Even Tecate has an IPA out there.
Yeah, well, have you had so you're a Budweiser, like you just can't stand it, can't have it in your house. I will tell you that the Jim Beam's version of the Copper Lager is really good. It's like
I'll have to try.
It's a little darker, and it's pretty damn good. Discovery Brew is really good too from Budweiser. Like the Discovery version to pay homage to the moon landing, they did a dark lager. That's what it is. You remember me drinking it? I drank it like for a week straight. Yeah, it was really good. I don't drink beer oftenly, but when I do, it's got to be a dark one. And I was surprised Budweiser released.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
A few like beer, dark beers, and I was really surprised.
Like I said, this is the only goat piss that's allowed in my house.
Goat piss. Oh
I call it goat piss because that's what it is. I mean, if you're like me, you're used to drinking IPAs or really thick beers. That's what this is, pretty much. But like as goat piss goes, this is just something I really like. So.
Well, I'm actually I'm a Guinness. I'm a Guinness. No, I'm an Oktoberfest. Samuel Adams. Oktoberfest all day.
Oktoberfest is good shit. If you ever get a chance, this is a small. Well, they're not really small anymore. Excuse me. It's a company called the company that does Kilt Lifters. If you like a good thick wheat beer, Kilt Lifters is the shit. Like I will swear by them. Kilt Lifters is awesome. They're a bit pricey now because now they've gotten really popular. Why am I getting hiccups all of a sudden?
Oh, another thing is we're talking technology. Intel came out this week saying they may push for 7-nanometer process this year.
Wait, who is?
Intel. They're already talking about they're going to be pushing 7 nanometers anyway.
As a response to AMD, of course.
Yeah. Well, they said
is good. Double Buck is really good.
They said that they were 2 years away, and then now they're saying, well, fuck it, we're just going to do it. They're going to probably use the same company AMD is going through, TSMC.
I wonder if Intel is going to push for a GPU this year, an actual GPU.
They are. They are. At the ending of the year, they're coming out with, I think it's the Z line of graphics cards. So they're going to have a graphics card on the chip, and then they're going to have graphics on their chips, and they're going to have an actual graphics card. It's going to actually be, just picture the Radeon 5700 XT cut in half. Like the size of it, cut it in half. That's going to be their new GPU. They showed it off this year what it's going to be, like screenshots at their event at Computex. They did show it off, but they said it wasn't going to be ready until what was it? The end of the year, beginning of next year.
Yeah.
And you know who's behind it? Roger Godori, and the guy that was the who was the guy? The head guy in NVIDIA that did all the testing for cards.
That's a hell of a team, though, dude. To have like those two practice.
Yeah, Intel went out legitimately and picked up everybody from AMD and NVIDIA. They just went out and said, "Oh, here they were kind of like the AEW of the world. They just went, "Oh, here, you want a lot of money? Here you go. You want this? Oh, how many years do you want? You want this amount of money? Cool, you can have it." Well, they were just throwing money left and right.
Intel for the longest time was only doing USB port connections, and then what was it? Octane or Optane.
Well, the reason why they're able to sign all these GPU guys because they sold off their mobile division for so much money.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you remember we talked about this a couple podcasts ago. They sold it off, and you said it was a mistake. You said it was a huge mistake because they could have been making so much money off their mobile division if they got it right. Which I kind of told you then, as I'll tell you now, it was kind of not a mistake. It was kind of get rid of the dead shit and focus on the real where the competition's at. Mobile, they weren't really killing it at all. They brought out phones with Asus that wasn't that great. The Atom processor was kind of a joke.
Bro, like, did you see all the SIs when Atom came out? Like, SIs left and right were trying to sell that shit to everybody in their laptops.
Yeah. And it didn't go well.
No, it
because
didn't.
it was so garbage.
Because the best thing that that processor could support at the time was a 1050 and a 1050 Ti. You couldn't go higher. And they were selling for like $2,500.
So guys, you know that I'm a wrestling fan, and I'm excited for one thing because it may be happening in AEW. CM Punk doing the event before AEW goes on the air. The event before the Starcade, the what is it? The wrestling Comic-Con thing beforehand, before their events. So yeah, CM Punk maybe be going to AEW, and I'm pretty excited for that.
I actually really like CM Punk. Like, the last time we talked about it, when CM Punk was putting everybody in their place, he said fuck his contract. He was just attacking him both on his social media and on TV. Like, dude, props.
Well, he's the guy that's writing the new Thor the new Thor comics. Going forward, he's him and somebody else, like his friend and him, are doing all the Thor comics for Marvel right now. So anything new with Thor is all done by CM Punk. CM Punk signed a huge contract with Marvel to do the upcoming Thor and Iron Man comics.
Hey, I'm gonna be right back. I have to run to the restroom, so I'm gonna be AFK. So go ahead and do whatever you want to do.
Okay. So I am not good at this shit.
You got this, bro. You got it.
That's not pressure. Oh god. Let's see here. Yeah. Yeah. Fuck. Puts me under pressure. Jesus. CM is writing now. Lols. Do you mean writing? Sorry, I'm blinder than shit. Yeah, he is writing comic books now. That's his whole thing. He's doing Iron Man and Thor. I think it's Thor or it's Iron Man, either one of the two. Let's see. Okay, I just saw something from a Discord, and I don't know why this is going off, but okay. Show. I'm from Tampa Bay, and so all wrestling shit is right up my alley. Yeah, I'm a huge wrestling fan. Love wrestling. Been watching wrestling since 1994. Since I've been 3 years old, actually. I love wrestling. I just can't watch WWE anymore. Get at you. You cannot ask me to watch WWE anymore. Like, just asking me to watch 3 hours of Monday Night Raw and 3 hours of SmackDown is like, oh my God. I go into a coma every week. And I stopped watching WWE altogether. I'll watch AEW before I watch a WWE event. I'd rather go chew glass than watch WWE, and I don't care if Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff is running those two places. Like, I stopped watching wrestling WWE product 2 months ago, and I've been watching AEW. The only thing right now for WWE that's great is literally the 24/7 title, which is virtually a cartoon version of the hardcore title back in the day, but it actually works. It's actually really hilarious to watch it on YouTube unfolding. That's about it as far as WWE goes. I watched if you really want to get back into wrestling, AEW is where it's at. Hands down, AEW is where it's at. All Out's happening in August, and CM Punk's going to be at the event beforehand at Starcade 3, which is their Comic-Con, which is going to be cool. And hopefully we get an announcement from CM Punk at All Out saying, hey, he beats the crap out of Chris Jericho. It says, I want the title and I'm back in wrestling. That would be the most epic thing. Dude, I'd go so ape shit. Because CM Punk, everybody loves CM Punk. Like, CM Punk is one of those guys that was a rebel in WWE, and then when he came out after all the shit that happened to him, and when he started talking about WWE so hardcore, You were just like, damn, I have respect for that guy.
Yeah, dude, he shit on him, dude. Like he called everybody out on their bullshit, dude. I was like, fuck yeah, dude. And that was right after they paid him a shit ton of money to keep his fucking mouth shut. So he gave him
it's funny.
Fuck you.
It's funny when he was doing the interview with or the podcast with Coca Band, and he's like, so we were in a room and we were doing the piss test for steroids. I took the piss test. No. He says, I don't need to take the piss test. If Hunter, aka Triple H, is not taking a piss test and is not required to, why do I have to take a piss test? And then Triple H and him got in a huge argument over it. As he was saying in the podcast, and back and forth. And Hunter said, well, I'll take a piss test. And then CM Punk turned around and said, no, you're not going to take a piss test because you know all that steroids is going to come out on the file. You know all those steroids are going to come out. And that's when Triple H backed the fuck down. CM Punk was an asshole, supposedly, to torch Triple H. He didn't like Triple H at all.
Dude, a lot of people didn't like Triple H. I stopped liking him after that whole X Factor shit that went down with China, dude. Like, I was like,
yeah,
that guy's a fucking...
DX,
Dude, yeah, he's a fucking snake in the grass, dude.
Yeah, I know who the Briscoe brothers are. Love the Briscoe brothers. The Briscoes are amazing. Are you talking about the Briscoes ROH, or are you talking about the ones from back in the day? Because there's two different Briscoes. There's the ones that should sign with AEW.
Oh, no shit. Your dad worked for them back in the day? He's talking about the ones from back in the day, dude.
Yeah.
WCW
cool. Days. WCW, NWA days.
Back when WCW was good and NWO was good?
Yeah, before Vince Russo took over and made it into garbage. You know, the one that he put a... what was it? Kendo on was it a contract on a pole match and thought that was a good idea back in WCW 2000? You know? I watched and what was it? They brought in and they made Kevin Nash run everything, so Kevin Nash ruined the whole undefeated streak of Goldberg. I remember when that happened. So I gave my fave 5. So if you guys haven't watched a podcast or show called Coco Sports, I gave my fave 5, and I'll let you guys hear it from me. My fave 5 went like this: Andre the Giant was number 5. I went with number 2 being I think what I said number 1 was Shawn Michaels, just because I grew up in the era of Shawn Michaels. Then I said Jushin Thunder Liger was number 2. Then I put Eddie Guerrero as number 3. Like literally, and Goldberg and Goldberg was number 5. Goldberg was number 4. Just because
Guerrero
those
was
two,
my number 3, yeah.
Yeah, all time will be Eddie. I would put Chris Benoit into that, but on a wrestling show, doing a wrestling show, or even talking about Chris Benoit, people are so insensitive. Because I was about ready to say Chris Benoit is number 2 because
I was just gonna say that.
Chris Benoit number 2, take his whatever he did to his kids and his wife, take that out of it and just go with the wrestling. He was an amazing wrestler, flat out.
He was a good showman.
Yeah. Take out what he did to his family. I know he's never going to be in the Hall of Fame. I know people are never going to get over it. But wrestling skills and talent, him and Eddie Guerrero would be like the perfect 1 and 2 to me.
I mean, come on. I mean, the dude did like murder his family. I mean, I can understand why they won't get over it. You know what I mean? But I understand where you're coming from too. Like as a wrestler, if you like just ignored all the shit, he was
Owen Hart would
showman. He's my number 2 as well. So
people thought I was gonna go Rock Stone Cold as 1 and 2. The reason I don't, and Coco did it differently than me. He picked Ric Flair as number 2. I agree with that. I so agree with that. And then the Great Muta at number 1. I agree with all that. Ric Flair, the reason I didn't put Ric Flair there because a lot of the times when he got the title, it was mostly given to him.
Yeah.
Kind of like John Cena in a way.
Yes. Fucking every single time Sting was about to get that shit. Out of the blue, at the end of the match, Ric Flair got that shit, and you're like, what? There was a countdown and everything.
I love Ric Flair. Ric Flair will always be one of the top wrestlers that I love, but I just don't put him there because I didn't get to experience him enough. I got to experience him towards the tail end of his career, from like 2000 all the way down. I mean, I did get to experience him in this WWF run and all that back in the day, but I didn't get to experience like Ric Flair in his prime.
Yo,
Like NWA Ric Flair and things like that.
the $1 Million Man is my number 4.
The $1 Million Man was really good.
Yeah. He's actually one of the few people to
Ted
have
DiBiase.
to have a serious injury because of what he did. This was back when everything was still acted. It's still acted now, pretty much. But like, everybody was saying that you never got hurt during these acts because it was all screenplay. He actually lost a finger in a match by accident. It wasn't on purpose. It was on accident. So, yeah, $1 Million Man was badass.
And I will also say, I went to WrestleMania 2000, the first ever. So they had the first tables match before they set up for tables, ladders, and chairs. They had a chairs match next, and then a ladder match. And I got to see Jeff Hardy at it was the Arrowhead Pond at the time. And he was on this ladder like 30 feet in the air. 30 feet in the air. And Bubba Ray Dudley was down on the table. And I was back then, wrestling seats were cheap to get for sitting by.
They were like $80 a seat back in the day for the front row, right?
Yeah. So I was literally like, the ramp was there and I was like literally close. Jeff Hardy was up here and I swear to you, I still remember this to this day. Jeff Hardy was up there and I thought Jeff Hardy died. When he came down on Bubba Ray Dudley so fucking hard, dude, on like there was no protective pavement or anything down there or rubber. It was all just metal ramp and everything that he hit him on. Because back in the day, they didn't have metal ramps. This is just before they did the SmackDown, 2000 SmackDown, where they started having actual pyro and all that stuff before they started doing big venues and Raw's War got really big.
Yeah.
And they didn't have a ramp. So when Jeff Hardy came down on the thing, it was purely ground. And I thought Jeff Hardy was dead. Like, Jeff Hardy did not fucking move when he came off that 30-foot ladder. I thought he was dead. Like, Bubba Ray Dudley, like, when you looked on the ground, his eyes were in the back of his head. Like, legit. And I was like, those were the times wrestling was good. Edge, Christian, Dudley Boys, you watch those matches because they were just so entertaining. Because you don't get... Well, you get that now with AEW with the tag team matches. You really do. Okay, hey YouTube. Guess what? I agree with Coco Sports, and I'm going to say this. Fuck your policies. A simple comment that somebody writes should not be blocked. That is super annoying. Just because they want to curse in a comment, you shouldn't be censoring people. Come on. That's ridiculous. Shit, how about...
that was from the top, right? Like, he went through the top cage. The actual top cage. Right? I think I've seen that one.
The famous words from JR. He killed him. That was the Valentine Massacre.
I remember that. My buddy, for the first time when I was over at his house, and I was coming into I think it was like my 9th or 10th grade year. He bought the pass on Dish Network when they first started doing the pass thing for like $40 a year. Bro, like, I saw the Valentine Massacre. That shit was dope, dude. Like, me and him
picked him up in the back. Picked him up on the back. That was the first Hell in the Cell match. Picked him up on the back and threw him off the Hell in the Cell. And keep in mind, the Hell in the Cell now has changed. Now it's gotten bigger, so it's actually 30 feet in the air compared to 15 feet, or 20 feet. Sorry, it went up 10 feet. So when Shane McMahon 2 years ago went off the Hell in the Cell, he actually fell 30 feet.
Yeah.
And they had to have airbags, those little stunt airbags when you fall onto the table so your body bounces so you don't die. Shane McMahon, I'll tell you, every Shane McMahon match ever done, like, you probably remember this from '99, the King of the Ring, when Kurt Angle tried to German suplex him through the freaking glass and it failed.
Yeah.
Because they were actually using real glass, not
He fucking
plexiglass.
hit that shit so goddamn hard, dude. I was
You thought he was dead?
Oh, dude, like it's his face, dude. Like as soon as he went
His
down
back
on
of
that,
his head.
like,
So
when you saw his face, though, you're like, "Yo, like, is he okay? Like, did he just break his fucking neck?"
So in interviews, so now coming out, Kurt Angle did an interview recently, and he goes, so when he did the first one, right? Shane McMahon got up and said, "You're gonna fucking throw me through it again. You're not done yet. We're gonna," because they practiced all the moves beforehand, and they didn't expect the glass. They thought it was gonna be fake glass. It was real glass. So they forgot to put the plexiglass in, the fake glass.
Well,
So
no,
Shane-
plexiglass is that's the strong shit.
Or it was supposed to be some sugar glass
It
or
was
some
usually
shit.
sugar glass that they used, yeah.
So it was real glass. So Shane McMahon, his head bounced off and hit the ground. And Mike Chioda said, "We're going to call it." And Shane McMahon goes, "No, you're fucking not going to call it." And the story goes like this. He told Kurt Angle straight up. He said, "Fucking do it. Be a man and fucking throw me through the fucking glass. I want it to look fucking real." And Shane was like, "Are you fucking serious? You really going to do this?" And he goes, "Just fucking do it." And he picks him up, and the next minute, we know it's history. Throws him right through the motherfucking. And you thought Shane McMahon was dead.
What about that? Okay, so that's memorable, right? What about the reveal of Kane being Undertaker's brother?
Oh, dude. Those are good times.
That was the shit back in the day. Dude, that was the shit that me and my buddy would stay up. Because remember back in the day, like, the pay-per-view shit started at, like, 6 a.m.?
Yeah.
And it kept going all the way up until, like, 4 p.m.? It was a long-ass fucking event. And, bro, like, me and my buddy, when we first saw that shit, the reveal of that, we're like, "Oh, my God!" Like, our minds were just like...
Oh, the first, if you want to go wrestling history, I remember when they did the first ECW pay-per-view. Oh, dude, I ordered it because, you know, I saved up all my money for doing chores throughout the month. And they did, it was one of the first pay-per-views, and it had Terry Funk. It was Terry Funk. I think it was Terry Funk that won the first ever ECW championship. And that whole match was legendary. You had him, Tommy Dreamer, I think it was.
Now that's a name that brings me back. Dreamer.
And
Jesus Christ.
And that match at the end of it, when Terry Funk went up to the ladder to finish off what he was doing, you thought Terry Funk was dead. Every time I reference him and Mankind are like two dudes that just didn't give a fuck about their body. Did not give a shit. Like, legit. Did not give a shit.
Bro, I remember... Dude, I've seen Mankind thrown through so many fucking, like Hell in the Cells and shit. Like, that was him, dude. That whole, like... I mean, you gotta remember, Mankind also did shit in Japan, remember? Like, he did the hardcore...
He did the death matches.
Death matches and shit. Like, that motherfucker was rolling around in barbed wire when everybody here in the U.S. was still doing the script shit. Like, Mankind was a beast, dude. He was a straight beast.
Well, so, you know, and me and Coco went on about wrestling for a while there, but wrestling-wise, I will always say, I can't... If I put John Cena, because I will give John Cena one thing. Ruthless Aggression John Cena was the best John Cena ever done.
Oh, fucking relentless, fucking crazy shit he used to do? When he first started, when he was making his name... When he was making a name for himself?
Thumbnomics Cena will, and I know people will disagree with me. Thumbnomics Cena was the best. Like when he come out with the chains, and like when the best memory I had when he was in Jacksonville, and he was wearing the Jacksonville Jaguars thing, and he came out and he told this is just right after what happened with Chris Benoit, and they were kind of trying to tone it down. Cena really didn't. And he turned around, and he goes, "To Stephanie McMahon, you have a nice ass." I would back that up, and that was the first time I was like, damn, they're allowing all of this to be said after the Chris Benoit incident.
Well, because like he was trying to make a name for himself.
Yeah.
And like he didn't care for Chris Benoit that much. He respected him, but he didn't really care for him as a person.
Laughing my ass off, Cena. That's what about the time I stopped watching. I stopped watching. The first time I stopped watching wrestling was 2008, when it was like they were stealing WCW names, and they were trying to make pay-per-views at the time.
Before they started, before they. You're talking about the time before they actually kind of like mixed their shit together. Before that major contract that they were collabing with shit. Are you talking about that?
Well, that was I think it was 2008. That was when they had ECW, all of them. They had ECW. They brought back ECW because the pay-per-views did very well, the one night stands, and they brought ECW back and as a show itself as a third brand, and that flopped because eventually became PG WWE. And it wasn't as good as it was originally.
When they were both their separate entities, that's when they were the best.
Yeah. Because
you had characters that you could appreciate from one side, and you had characters you could appreciate from another side. And
now, if you're looking
perfect the way they were.
Now, if you're looking for a wrestling show right now, I wish there was still Well, you're getting that now. So, if you watch AEW, you take in a little New Japan, you're getting best of both worlds. Is the ship back then, or it was the ship back? You're getting that now. So AEW is allowing wrestlers to go off, letting wrestlers do their thing.
They're allowing them to do real. They're allowed from what he just said. And I remember him saying this to me a while back. AEW is starting to allow them to do their own promos.
So actual Chris Jericho promos. Literally. When he was doing, because he's going for the championship, if you remember Chris Jericho.
Yeah, I remember.
If you've stopped watching it, wrestling. So in AEW, he literally came up with a promo on the fly. Like, he called Jacksonville, Jackoffville, Florida, and he said, all of you live in your mom's fucking basement. I loved when he said that line. You all live in your basement and you all jack off. Period. You guys are all a bunch of losers, and I want my thank you from the AEW management. It was hilarious.
You know what's funny, dude? Is like Stone Cold did the same shit back in the day in Canada. Do you remember that? He shit all over Canada, dude. He's all, does anybody really fucking care about Canada these days? I was like, God, that's so brutal.
And then they have a guy with my first name, Maxwell Jordan Freeman, and he came out and he goes. You guys are all just in your mom's fucking basement, losers that are all playing video games. Guess what? I used to be a video gamer. Then I got buff and got strong, and I'm just popular. You guys are just all just wankers in your fucking basements. And I'm just like, holy shit, this dude, my dude, I love. You know what? You're now my new favorite wrestler. Like, just literally, when you can run your mouth and they're allowing you to run your mouth and the crowd just hates you so bad. Like, they're booing you like ECW boo you. And throwing shit at you, they're doing something really good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think a lot of wrestlers still live in Tampa Bay. I see Batista every now and then at a gym. Yeah, Batista owns his own little gym that Chris Jericho actually trains at. I actually gave him his new finisher called the Judas Effect. That he does this spinning back elbow to your eye that knocks you the fuck out. Like, Chris Jericho is one of those wrestlers, like, literally, that's reinvented himself over and over again. But I will say AEW, that's the only show I will watch next to New Japan. I've been telling this guy to go catch Fight for the Fallen because it was really good. Like, legit, I can't wait for All Out. All Out's going to be good, and hopefully we get a CM Punk announcement that he's joining AEW. When that happens, dude, I'm rejoicing. On a Saturday night, I'm rejoicing.
When we first talked about AEW, I didn't really know what it was about, and he was telling me about the Vegas event. The Vegas event sold out so fast. It was the fastest wrestling event to ever sell out since like 2003, I think, or 2003, 2004. And I got to experience those busy nights because I work in a casino. So my casino at the time was jam-packed. Everybody was at the big screen in the sports book. And and they were over at the sidebars with the big screens watching this event. Like, it was huge. Like, this fucking thing, like, it grew a crowd. Like, the crowd was massive.
And they're taking Vegas odds. So I saw this the other day. Does he own his own gym? Yes, he does. And I don't know 100% what it's called, but I know Chris Jericho is training at it. And he's got a bunch of MMA guys from the MMA scene or UFC that train there as well that are coaches. So, yeah. So getting back to AEW, so this All Out event, right? They're already taking over and unders in Vegas. Like, oh my God. I'm like, this is the first time in wrestling I've seen like sports betting. Legitimately sports betting.
So, bro, like, I don't know if I told you this, but that whole AEW event that launched like this past year over in Vegas.
Yeah. Double or Nothing? Yeah.
Everybody that came to this event was cosplaying as their favorite wrestlers, dude. Like, we saw like 30 different Ric Flairs. We saw 30 different fucking Stings. I saw Hulk Hogan's were in there. One dude came in as a perfect Andre the Giant. Like, he went all out, like, just to watch this event. And this isn't even Vegas. This is a side town of Vegas.
Well,
it's like Vegas.
I'm happy. I'm happy that Vegas is getting wrestling back. WWE don't go there oftenly, and I'm happy to see like a big major pay-per-view being done in Vegas. Well, I know Ring of Honor goes to Vegas, but it's not as big as AEW.
So MMA and UFC are the two biggest things that usually happen in Vegas, next to the boxing matches. The boxing matches the fight matches do bring in some money, like a lot of money. In fact, in our cases, it would be considered a lot of money, but not nearly as much as UFC or MMA. So when you go to an event in Vegas for that, it is a huge production thing. Like, they go all fucking out on it. AEW was handled better than our boxing matches here in Vegas. Like,
yeah, it was at the MGM Grand.
Yeah, like the boxing matches didn't even come close to how much money this shit brought in.
So
AEW sold out in the same day that the tickets went on sale.
So every AEW event is like literally sold out within like the first 30 minutes or an hour of tickets being on sale, and they're going on the secondhand market for double the money.
Blaze, how dare you bring up that fight? Sorry, go ahead. He brought the Pacquiao fight. I watched that fight. I was pissed.
The Pacquiao fight?
I was angry. I'm not gonna lie.
Why? Gotta hear this. Why?
Tap dancing. That's all I gotta say. Tap dancing.
I didn't watch it. I didn't watch what was the fight tonight? I didn't watch it.
Pacquiao should have won. Like, Pacquiao had, when you watched it, like, it honestly looked like Pacquiao threw more punches and hit more than fucking the other guy did.
So is AEW better than TNA? At launch right now, they got a bigger TV deal. They're going to be on TNT starting in October. Wins and losses are going to matter. They're treating it like UFC where win-losses are going to matter. Yes, it's still being scripted, but wins and losses matter. Wrestlers can fight. You don't know what the outcome's going to be. It is not scripted. Wrestlers can be who they want to be. And wrestlers can go off script if they choose to. And wins and losses matter.
And just so we're clear, that's why he's saying it's not scripted, is because they could go off script. So technically, if there is a script, they don't have to follow it. So therefore, it could be unscripted.
Now, when they go to TV, Tony Khan did say that. The owner, he also owns the Jacksonville Jaguars. He said it's going to be toned down version of what the pay-per-views are going to be. So there's going to be less blood. And there's still going to be, about the wrestling, and wrestlers can curse. But they said blood, don't expect it to be like as bloody as a pay-per-view. They said they go to the max when it's 2 pay-per-views.
That's understandable. That's understandable. That's kind of what they did back in the day when it was a pay-per-view exclusive, when pay-per-view was first starting to become a thing. They actually started doing more of their extreme shit back in the day when pay-per-view was starting to become a thing. So that's understandable.
So wins and losses matter. They stated that they're not going to have many belts. So here's how the belts are they're going to have the main belt, the heavyweight title. They're going to have the tag team belts AEW. They're having a tournament at All Out for the tag team belts. They're going to have a women's tag team belts, which that has not been done before. If they do it right, it'll be better than WWE's tag team women's belts. They're going to have a women's belt, and they said that that's going to be it for now. They did state that they're not going to go too many belts like WWE. They're going to keep it to those belts right now, and they said maybe in the future they'll add other things, but they did say that they don't want to give too much because they don't want to be like their competition, where there's too many belts, too many wrestlers, and then it's and they also stated they're not signing any more wrestlers at the moment. They said, if the opportunity comes real, they'll look at it. But they did say they'll
probably sign like more like major names before they will any like somebody that's starting to come up.
Yeah. I'll put it this way. With the camera angles, with the whole Dustin Rhodes, if you remember Goldust back in the day, Dustin Rhodes and his brother are in AEW. His brother is an executive producer, Cody Rhodes, or executive president. So, Dustin Rhodes did bleed a lot in Double or Nothing. That match was one of the best matches I've seen in the last 5 years. Actually had a story. Wrestling is supposed to tell you a story, like in the match itself. And there was a beginning, middle, and end. Like, they did say that Dustin Rhodes lost a pint of blood. Literally. Like, that night, literally, like, Earl Hebner called the match. Earl Hebner's a legend. He didn't wear any gloves. In WWE, they wear gloves when they bleed, so they don't get it on their hands. And Earl Hebner was covered in blood.
Does he still go by Goldust? I don't know. Does he?
No, Goldust is now called. He's called the Dark. He's called the Dark Assassin. I think it is now. You can't use the Goldust name. That's copyrighted by WWE. WWE owns that name now. Like Cody Rhodes can't call himself Cody Rhodes because they own the Rhodes name. Like they own the Cody Rhodes name. So he goes under Cody. And Cody's an executive president. Kenny Omega is an executive president. The Young Bucks are executive presidents. So, literally, it's in good hands. If wrestlers like Kurt wrestlers are doing all the book writing and everything. You got Dean Malenko, one of the wrestlers that are training wrestlers and being a producer. You got Jerry Lynn, that's a producer. You got Jim Ross. They had, the guy that did the esports. What is his name? Golden Boy?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, he did Fighter Fest. And I said then that he should be one of the commentators. Get rid of Alex Marvez. That's one of the wrestler commentators. And put Golden Boy there. Golden Boy is so good. Like, I get he does esports, but he can call some wrestling. He's really good.
I agree.
Legit.
I agree, Blaze. Me too, bro. I haven't been a part of the wrestling community in years, dude. Like, this is the first time that I've actually considered. The only reason why I consider it is because of this guy right here. Like, he's been pushing AEW for a long time with me, since like before it even launched. He's been talking.
Well, AEW had an event called All In, and the whole idea behind it was that it was wrestlers putting their money together to have an event of their own. That was not WWE, and they sold out within 25 seconds. All their tickets sold out within seconds. And it was the first time in history outside of WCW that a wrestling organization or group of wrestlers can come together and sell out. And this is the first time people are stopping to watch WWE. Like, WWE's at the lowest ratings it's ever been. Fox is trying to help them from bleeding because they signed a deal with Fox. Wrestlers are talking about leaving WWE for AEW. It's interesting. It's the reverse. Like, WWE's not listening, and you got new promotions coming out that are doing something that WWE's not doing. And talking about TNA real quick, since we're talking about TNA is now Impact Wrestling. They are a really small promotion, and they're in Canada. They're owned by some Canadian guy, Ed Nordholm. They're doing some good things, but they made a bad business deal on TV, and you can only view them on DirecTV, and that's why they went Twitch. So if you're into wrestling right now, Twitch is where it's at for wrestling. Like, look up House of Hardcore. That's owned by Tommy Dreamer. Tommy Dreamer owns House of Hardcore. and Impact's on there. AAA Wrestling is. Twitch is really becoming a place for wrestling. I was really surprised by that.
Oh my god. You are talking about my number 5. Sergeant Slaughter, dude. Sergeant
Slaughter.
fucking Slaughter. Bro.
What's your number 1?
My number 1? You really want to know?
Go for it. I'm fascinated. What's your all-time favorite wrestler of all time?
Andre.
Andre the Giant? I you know what?
Andre.
That's a good choice.
Andre, dude, like he was a kind giant, dude, and he helped a lot of people. And he actually was one of the reasons why I started to try to bodybuild at a young age. Like, I started to lift weights and shit when I was younger, and it was because of him. Like, he inspired me as a kid to go for what I wanted to go for, right? Like, everybody has, like, their mentors and what they get into. Mine, when it came to wrestling, was Andre. Andre, when he would go with Jake the Snake, his nemesis, you know, like, that shit was funny, dude. Like, you see this big, tall motherfucker that's built like a wall being scared of a fucking snake.
Yeah.
The Blue Meanie, shut the fuck up. No, I was really heartbroken when he passed away, though. Like, as a kid, when you look at somebody like that and you bodybuild for so long, like I did, that had an impact on me as a kid. He had as a child, he had an impact on me. It's not somebody I loved, you know what I mean? But he was somebody I looked up to. So,
yeah. Andre the Giant was one of those wrestlers. He was the first one to be a showman and actually, like, he was the start of what we know what wrestling is, sports entertainment. He was the first guy. He was
at ground zero when this shit started becoming popular.
Yeah. Another wrestler, I would say, Hulk Hogan was that too.
Hulk Hogan,
Hulk Hogan was good. I liked Hollywood Hulk Hogan to an extent.
Hollywood Hogan was alright. I didn't like the black bandana and shit that he did, but it was okay.
Now, if I'm having to go New Age wrestling right now, I would say, or like right now, if I had to go and order tickets, or if it was AEW, I would go for like the Lucha Brothers. The Lucha Brothers are good.
The Lucha Brothers are good. Yeah, I wouldn't say they were my number one, but yeah, I agree with you.
Lucha Brothers, Pentagon Jr. is really good. I showed this man Pentagon Jr. and he was like, "Whoa." Rimzo was like, "Whoa, what the hell?" Like, this guy wears a mask and he says zero fear.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, he does the sign and he's like, so at All Out they're having a ladder match, so it's gonna be good. All Out looks like it's gonna be a 5-hour pay-per-view, but it's gonna be really, really interesting.
It could be good though. It could be good. I mean, you know what though? Like, I actually enjoyed those long, drawn out. You know what I mean? Because you got your money's worth. You know what I mean? Like, you actually, if you paid for the year, you got your fucking money's worth. You got, like, goddamn near a full season of wrestling in you. And if you weren't sick by it by then obviously you enjoyed it. So,
well, I'm excited for AEW on television. I can't wait on Wednesday night Dynamite. I'm excited. I can't wait to see what they're gonna do with it, with wins and losses.
I haven't watched cable television in since 2014, 13, I think. I've been on Netflix and Hulu since, dude. I don't even know what cable television is nowadays.
Wrestling. So wrestling has changed. If you're into wrestling right now, it's a good time to be into these promotions right now. I would say right now, AEW, New Japan Pro Wrestling, MLW, Major League Wrestling. I would say Impact to a certain extent, which was formerly known as TNA. And I would honestly say House of Hardcore is pretty good too. But those are if you want something outside of WWE that's not going to put you to sleep and you're going to enjoy some good wrestling, I would definitely recommend those all day long.
So
New Japan and AEW primarily.
So what would you consider new age? Like years? I mean, like what would your year be for like the cutoff for new age?
New age, I would say from like 2010 all the way to now.
Oh, perfect. That's perfect because my number one for new age then, and he hasn't been stateside. I've talked to him I've talked about him with you once, and he's been my number one since Andre forever now, and that's Hard Gay Man. I'm serious, dude. That guy is fucking hilarious, dude. Blaze, tell me, man. Tell me you know who Hard Gay is, bro. I can't be the only one here. Bro, Hard Gay Man is fucking hysterical, dude. Come on, dude. Don't tell me you don't know who Hard Gay Man is.
You need to go look this guy. You need to send me a link. If I see a picture, then I would understand.
All right. I'm going to do that right now.
I know the great Muda. I know Dujin Thunder Liger. Come on.
Well, okay, so he goes by a different stage name, but his YouTube page was Hard Gay Man. Razor Ramon, I think is what was his name. I think. Hold on, let me.
Oh, Razor Ramon. You mean Scott Hall?
No. Okay, not Razor Ramon. I'm thinking of somebody else. I'm sorry. Hold on.
Scott Hall was the shit though.
Ramen. Let's sing this guy. Okay. Oh, you know what? I can just share my screen with you. I forgot about that. Where's the share screen button?
It's right next to the webcam one.
Yeah, but I had it in full view, so.
Oh, that sucks.
Here you go. I'm gonna put the audio in it. You guys ready for this? Hard Gay Man. Razor Ramon. Yeah, it's Razor Ramon. Razor Ramon's number Tommy.
He was a wrestler?
Yes! Yes, he was! But he was only in Japan, though. He never came over stateside, I don't think.
Interesting.
お客さんの入りが悪くて困っているらしいのです。そこで私に助けをしてほしいというので助けを求めたのね。これは行くしかありません。
So he goes around in Japan and he tries to help people. But the thing is, he's obnoxious and it's funny because people don't know how to react to this guy.
ハードゲイの僕が困っているラーメン屋さんを
Yeah, I
助けて
can.
みました。
すいません、ようこそハードゲイラーメンへ。
Oh my god.
But like in Japan, he's actually a really good wrestler. He does his gay shit as a stage act. Like he fucks with people.
問題のランクはこちらです。なるほど。わかりました。助けに行きたいと思います。
And what's his name?
Razor Ramon in Japan.
My god.
Okay.
Razor Ramon Japan.
Razor Ramon.
腰のレーダーが反応してますよ。近い近い。おっとありました。
He goes around, he thrusts his hips, he's obnoxious as fuck, and it's hilarious. Because these guys, the way they react to him, they're like,
ワイルドいい感じ
what?
ですね。おー。
こちら3月の方に移転してきたんですけども、
はい、
周りにやっぱラーメン屋さんも他にいますし、ちょっとまだお店の方がこう地に根付いてないみたいな感じで。
ああ、なるほど、ラーメン屋が多い。
はい。
ラーメン戦争。
He sold his hat on eBay, dude, for like thousands. That's how big he was back on YouTube back in the day, dude. Like he was actually a really big YouTuber.
He was trained by Tajiri. Interesting. Does anybody remember Tajiri? I do.
Bro, can you imagine having this guy trying to sell you ramen, dude, when you first walked in?
Yeah.
ちょっと待ち時間ねあるんでこれ読んでくださいよかっこいい体オッケーこれしか置いてません
So yeah, instead of Razor Ramon, it's Razor Ramen or some shit like that.
麺の硬さは選べますよハードかハードか
Hard or hard? Stiff or hard? Yep, it's tasty.
麺とスープがねこう絡み合うんですよわかりますからね例えばですねあなたが麺としますよね私がスープこういうね
I'm the soup.
こういうねあなたが麺スープこういう感じなんですよ美味しいんでぜひ
Yo, just type in WWE, type in Razor Ramon, like the name from WWE, WCW days, and type in Razor Ramon Japan, and you'll get what he's talking about.
来てね
I know who he is now.
Hard gay
ハード
ramen.
ゲーラーメンねよろしく
And
ね
he's married to what, like
Okay.
one of the most beautiful women in the world, dude.
Okay.
I mean, that's the fucked up part. Like, he's, yes, they're playing Ricky Martin, dude. They've been playing Ricky Martin like all of his videos, dude. That is so fucking creepy. Imagine like red light, green light with this guy, dude.
Oh Lord. Only Brimstone.
Oh my god! I don't remember this. That is not right. What the fuck? Okay, that was creepy. That was unbelievably creepy.
おっとないですかこれみんな楽しそうにハードゲーラーメン食べてますよ笑顔が溢れてますよはいオッケーラーメン戦争勝利
Time for the third party match coming to Brimstone later tonight
Okay.
after
so
we're done streaming.
that's enough of that. Yeah. So
Time for that to happen because YouTube's got restrictions.
Oh, bro, my channel is for sure gonna be stricken down. I wouldn't doubt
Yeah,
it.
for sure.
All right, there we go. We'll go ahead and go back out to here. Oh, look, we have infinite camera. Oh.
So wrestling has gotten good. So if you want to get back
Pretty
into
much.
wrestling, it's a good time. Like, no joke. I tell you guys straight up, wrestling's a good time to be part of. If you've left and you want to come back and get that old Attitude Era ECW feel, I would go AEW right now. If you just want to jump on in, AEW right now, they're not doing a lot of pay-per-views at the moment. Next pay-per-views in a month or two from now. So
If I was to judge this arm, if I didn't know this arm, I would be like, you never lifted a weight in your fat ass life. But this is what happens when you settle down. Right here. Water wings. That's a thing.
So I guess there's a website for gaming called, here, I'll send it to you. You can sign up for it too after the show. You can go.
Hold on, I'll just go ahead and be like, woo!
It's a social media network for gamers, I guess.
My gaming career, huh?
I guess, yeah.
I'll have to check it out. Bro, they had a face, not Facebook, a MySpace alternative for gamers. It was called like My Gaming or whatever.
Hopefully it lasts.
It was actually good. Like it was like pretty much MySpace, but for gamers, and it was actually really good. And they shut down pretty quick. Like I was like, oh man.
Hopefully it lasts.
But we are coming up on, holy shit, 2 in almost 3 hours, dude. Should we call it?
The only thing I'll say is gaming news, tech-wise, you didn't miss anything this week except the Nintendo Switch that was released. New revised version for August that I'm not buying. Gears of War tech test happens this week and next week on PC and Xbox. There's new deals on PlayStation for flash sale. You guys didn't miss anything with that.
Flash sales. Oh boy.
What's the other one? You guys didn't miss anything this week. Wrestling's getting good this week, as far as the 24/7 title by WWE. Movie wise, we got The Lion King that came out this week that I haven't seen yet. Thought I was gonna go see it. Didn't.
Did it do good in the box office? Like, did it actually sell well?
I heard a lot of people went and saw it. I heard nothing but good things. Then the reviews to shit upon it.
Bro, I really liked Aladdin. Like, Aladdin was a really good movie. Like, I thought Aladdin was actually, like, right up there with Pikachu Detective for me. Like, I actually really enjoyed Aladdin. Will Smith, it's a little weird at first, but you get used to it. Like, it's an adjustment. I'm not gonna lie. It is an adjustment. But if you liked Aladdin as much as I did as a kid, you're going to love that movie. Like, it was a fantastic movie. Will Smith fucking, after, like I said, you get used to it, but when he does hit it out of the park. Like, he sings the songs just right. His vocals are surprisingly accurate. So, yeah, that happens.
So Manny Pacquiao won tonight. Is that my understanding? Is that what I'm getting?
Wait, Pacquiao won tonight? I thought
yeah.
We were talking about the Pacquiao fight that happened a while ago.
Oh, well, no. I was talking about well, Manny Pacquiao fought tonight, so he won. I thought it, I was like, oh. So here's the sum up here. So they showed, so real quick before we go off the air, they showed for Marvel Studios kind of like how AMD does their timelines for processors and GPUs. So here's where we're getting. Marvel Studios, here's the timeline. You guys ready for it? Get ready. So we got another Captain Marvel movie coming. We got another Captain Marvel movie coming out. We have Internals. I have no clue what that is. We have WandaVision. We have Loki. We have the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And I can't, Shang Tsung or something Marvel Studio something.
Something with the rings, right? Like, it's something with the rings. I remember that.
Yeah. We got a Black Widow movie coming, Eternals.
Black Widow might be good.
Shang-Chi, The Legend of the Ten Rings, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Loki, WandaVisions, Hawkeye, the movie.
Nobody cares about Hawkeye.
Marvel's What If, Doctor Strange in his madness.
Okay, so Doctor Strange I might actually like, and so same with Thor.
Thor and the Love Thunder. So that was the announcements from Comic-Con this weekend from Marvel Studios themselves.
I agree with you, Blaze. Like, Jafar was really weird. It was awkward, dude. It was awkward.
Natalie Portman so here we go. Natalie Portman set to play female Thor in Marvel's Thor: Love and Thunder. The chick that played Anakin's love interest in Star Wars. So there you go.
I don't know. I might give that a whirl because I really like the Thor universe. Thor is really good. I think if anything, honestly, all these releases of these Marvel films in the last, say, 3 to 5 years, they have really did a really good job with the Thor movies. Like, a lot of people hate on them. I think the Thor movies actually outshine some of the competition that they put out. So I really do enjoy Thor. I loved Jessica Jones on Netflix. I really enjoyed The Punisher on Netflix. Same with Daredevil and Luke Cage.
Oh, okay. So get ready for this. You remember one of the SmackDown games that was legendary is coming back. They're reworking it to
Which
make
one?
it a remaster. SmackDown, Here Comes the Pain from PS2 days.
I never played any. Okay, so my last fantastic memory of a wrestling game that was fucking awesome, and there's two of them. It was WWF Warzone. Fucking awesome. And WCW versus the NWO. Fucking awesome, dude. Like, so many characters. Create your own character. I mean, just fantastically done. I mean, I actually own it still on my N64. I've actually thought about streaming some of that stuff. So,
It's crazy, isn't it? They're remastering it. It's crazy. Like, I'm like shocked that they're remastering it. Like, it's weird. Now I'm wondering. Ice, what's up, buddy? No Mercy was the best N64 wrestling. Yeah, you know what? I like that game a lot.
No Mercy was good, yeah. But I really like the Versus series, and the N64 versions were really good.
Indeed.
Warzone was really good. I mean, it was a little clunky. Like, Warzone felt like it was sort of, I don't know. Like, it felt weird. Like, it felt really stiff. It didn't have the flow of the NWO versus, but it was a good game in its own right.
Shenmue 3, are you talking about it being on Epic Games, or are you talking about the Dreamcast days? The Shenmue series, because I remember playing that on Dreamcast.
Yo, like, let's talk about Shenmue real quick. Okay, so Shenmue was a great game on the Dreamcast, right? I have a Dreamcast. I played it on the Dreamcast. It was a good game. It wasn't the best game, and it wasn't nowhere near the game that everybody's made it out to be now. 1 and 2 didn't even take themselves seriously. Shenmue 3, I don't know if it's going to or not, but I can't see it being... I mean, yeah, it was dope, but it wasn't like that level of prestige that that these community members would automatically put it at. You know what I mean?
Well, the new people that the new people that didn't get to experience, they're all making it out to be just because I read the universe what it is, I'm a fan automatically. That doesn't work that way. I don't.
I agree.
I don't get it. Like, these new people that are starting to see Shenmue, I'm like, and then get all upset because they're not getting it on the platform they want. If you're a fan, you're gonna buy it anyway. I don't know what else to say to people. You're gonna buy it anyway. To get mad that it's not on your favorite platform, if you're a fan of a product, go be a fan of the product. You know, don't sit there and
I mean, they're
play
still
that game.
making the fucking game, right? Like, they're still Like, I mean, same with me. Like, if Iragashi was to have fucked us on Bloodstained.
Well, speaking of Shenmue 3 pissing the backers up, they're giving you refunds. At this point, the community spoke. They're giving refunds. I mean, at this point, what are you mad about? They're giving you an instant refund back. I mean, I just don't understand it. Like, I get the community was mad that they came to Earth. They came down from what they were on, and they're literally giving you, a refund at this point. You know what I mean? I just don't understand the rage still with people. Like, dude, they listened. They're giving you a refund. What else are we talking about? What are we talking about?
Honestly, Blaze, like, Virtue Fighter is the shit. That was one of my favorite fighters of all time for the longest time. So I'm right there with you. I played Shenmue. I did play the first one. I didn't beat it. I'm not gonna lie. I did not beat it. I couldn't get into it. Like, I couldn't fucking get into that game. I don't know why.
Hey, just remember this. Epic Games is the black hole.
Don't you? Oh, that reminds me. I gotta do my fucking
So guys, if you're into gaming, if you're really huge, Good Old Games Sign up for their beta 2.0. They're combining all the launchers together,
I'm already
including, yeah, they're already including all the launchers and everything all in one place. So it's cool, and your games will all be there, and you can download them from Good Old Games, which is great. And also your PSN, Xbox, and all that list will connect all into one launcher. So if you're not a fan of the Epic Games launcher, but have games that you like on it, well, you don't have to use their launcher. You can go use Good Old Games and get your games that way.
Well, GOG's already been somewhat of the good guys. Like, they've already sort of, like, cornered the market for, like, older games to work on newer platforms. So, like, they've come, I mean, when they first started out, you know, like Valve, nobody trusted it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, GOG's first site was, like, Adware Apocalypse on your PC. You had to, like, practically go into that site with uBlock Origin or AdBlock. Well, okay, you know what? uBlock didn't exist at the time, but AdBlock Plus did. And some of those fucking ads went past it. So, like, I mean, they were kind of shit at the first, but, like, they've gotten a lot better.
Yeah. Well, I just think, you know, nowadays, people need to expect that game manufacturer. It's even like Gears. Yeah, I was upset. I won't deny. I was upset. But they're catching it early and they're going to fix it. So that's all that matters to me. But I do know where it's going. And I'll say this about Shenmue 3. I think people's expectations were way too high going into backing it. That's why I don't back things oftenly. That's why I don't. You know, I want them to fully release something, you know what I mean? Then I'll back it. But, you know, at the end of the day, I think the people that, about Shenmue 3, they were expecting all this big woo-hoopah over, you know, over being on Steam. Nothing's ever set in stone. I just wish people would open their eyes and understand that. Nothing ever is set in stone.
And
like,
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Ice, you're right. I just wanted to answer this question. I just wanted to address this. Ice, you're right. Your Dreamcast days were the shit. Okay, continue. Sorry.
I've used them a lot when I was younger, pirating a lot of games. Then I got used to the Good Old Games version. Lols. I'll say this. I want to say this on the show this week. I think a lot of people that are upset at Epic Games are still gonna buy games on Epic Games. The hypocrisy.
Yes! Yes, it's gonna happen. It's gonna fucking happen, dude. They're gonna sit there and be like, I can't stand Epic. Epic is the fucking devil. It's Satan. Oh god. And then, like, fucking as soon as Borderlands launches, dude, they're gonna be like the #1 seller on PC. Watch.
Well, they're gonna buy it anyway, so they can moan and groan. So they can have a right to continue the moaning and groaning about Epic Games, but you're the same guy that went out and bought it on Epic Games. Hypocrisy's real.
Bingo.
Same with Shenmue. Shenmue, yeah, they took money. Do you blame them? They took money from Epic, which probably was more than what they were getting anyway. You know, I'd want to see more game developers survive. So if that helps them survive, I'm cool with that.
And like, it's like I've told everybody already, like a million times. It's a temporary deal. Don't worry. It'll come out on Steam eventually. Just hold your tits. And
no, man. No. That's not how this works, dude. No. So let me face the reality. No. To those Epic Game people that are upset, we got to write you book novels, 4 paragraphs, essays, and tell you that you can't believe what you want to believe. You don't have that right. You need to agree with my opinion. And if you don't, I'm going to crucify you to death.
Bro, you know what's funny is, like, most of the outrage, like, if you were to, like, go and probably look at these community member Steam pages, they've got, like, what, 5 hours into the pre-sequel, maybe 20 hours into the first one, maybe 5 hours into the second one. Bro, and not to mention, they probably didn't even support the fucking game when it launched. They probably waited until the summer sale or the winter sale and bought the package all at once.
No. And here's another one. If you're a defender, if you even say remotely, okay, so Epic Games, they're doing the whole leaking of your information and whatnot. If you say any other platform's doing this, they go, that doesn't count. That doesn't matter. No.
Well, it's
that doesn't matter.
Dude, it's like we've said a million fucking times before. If you don't like Epic, then you better not like Facebook. You better not like Google Plus, and you better sure in the hell not.
Guess what just
any
happened recently?
Fucking apps on your fucking Android phone.
Look at the Face app. Look at that Face
fucking
app.
Face plant you into my desk.
Look at the Face app, dude. All those people that are trying to look old. You know why I haven't used it? Because it's a Russian-made app, and they're selling your data.
Yeah,
off your shit.
But people are doing that with like other images. Like they're doing it with like fake Facebook accounts. So even then, it's still not that big of a deal. You know how?
And take a look. And take a look at what Facebook's doing. That's even worse. They changed their policies on pictures. Now they can actually take your pictures off of Facebook and use them for advertisement.
Yeah. See, now I don't agree with that. They should not be able to use you as advertisement and sell you. They've sold your information before. Like I'm not saying that. I'm saying if I take a personal picture of me on here and post it, they should not be like, oh look, even Brimstone uses Facebook. Like fuck that. I didn't sign up for that.
Well, I was telling, if you're really worried about that, then get mad at everything else. Get mad at Google that's leaking your recorded information.
No, you're right. You're true. It's true. Yeah.
Look at the Amazon Echo recording your voice and selling it off to the next bidder. And they can't give it to police people because we got to protect that. So if the guy's being murdered in his house, and it's on recording, well, shit, Amazon won't give it to him because, they got to hold that data,
If you bought
they're willing to sell it off to the Russians.
If you bought anything Samsung since say like 2005, guess what? Your TV's recording you, your fucking smartphone's recording you, your fucking apps that you use for the Samsung Galaxies are recording you. Even the apps on their smart TVs that they actually have a clause in there where it says it's constantly recording you even if your TV is off. So the only time it's not recording you is if you actually unplug your fucking TV from your power supply.
That's actually true. And it's funny, and I tell people, like, you think Facebook, what they're doing it, because I got somebody wrote a novel about how Facebook is this, that, and the third. And I said, if you're really worried about this, then unplug the internet. Don't be on the internet, man. The internet is a terrible place.
Blaze, I agree with you. Same here, dude. I've been doing it since MS-DOS too, dude. Like
same.
I've been gaming on this fucking platform back in the day when you had to do /run commands on all of your individual games that were located on your drive. Like, the shit is nuts, dude. These kids that are just now getting into Steam think that Steam is the end-all, be-all, and it cannot do any wrong.
Well,
it's crazy to me.
Let's break this down real quick before we end the show tonight.
All right, go for it.
We've broken this down before. What has Steam done in the last 5 years? I keep hearing from so many people, and I'm really getting tired of it. Like, Steam's up on this pedestal. It could do no wrong, but Epic Games does something wrong, right? Or, don't get me wrong, I think what a good old Games is doing is great. Fantastic. I love the fact that they're uniting all gamers together to play on their favorite platforms the way they want. Cool, thumbs up. Where my problem is when we talk about exclusives, why are people surprised that this is happening on PC? They saw a market on the console side, and a lot of these big companies are now seeing, well, the console can do it and make loads of money. Why can't I? You know what I mean? So I don't understand why people are holding Steam up to a higher pedestal. And Steam mines your data too. In a lot of aspects, when you sign up for the Steam survey and shit, it does it all the time.
Dude, they have this thing where it's a survey, right?
Yeah.
It scans your PC to tell Steam what it is you have. They've been busted so far on mining your data through this. And nobody said a fucking word. Not one person.
No.
Like, really? Like, we're gonna say Epic is this trash company, but Steam gets a pass for.
Oh, and by the
everything.
way, by the way, here's the argument that I get all the time with after the book novels, and I say, who cares? Honestly, I say,
did, Blaze.
So let me say this. So when you get done with the 4-paragraph essays, right? When people write you a whole 4-paragraph essay and they throw a fit over Epic Games and they give you all the points, then when you say who cares, they want to tell you, oh, it's owned by Trinsic Games. they're awful. They're a Chinese company, and how dare them? And I'm like, again, who cares? Like, straight up, who cares? They're a big organization that decided to be the new kids on the block, to do Epic, to pretty much do what the consoles have been doing for years. Who cares?
Boom!
But-
Truth bomb.
Like, who cares? Like, at the end of the day, really, to be for real, who cares? It was bound to happen anyway. We were sitting here, how many years ago, Brimstone? We were sitting here and saying that they were going to do this on PC eventually. Like, we're not even
It was,
surprised.
like, just after I bought my house, 2011, I think.
We were saying, hey, Steam's going to come out with exclusives. They're going to start doing exclusives.
Oh, okay, you're talking about that. The Steam thing was back when I was still living in the apartments over in Vegas. So yeah.
Yeah, when I first met you, you were saying that they were going to do exclusives. You said you watch in like a decade time. We're going to have PC exclusives and doing the same shit.
Yeah, I said this shit a long ass time ago, and nobody believed me. They're like, they're not gonna do that. There's no way, because PC is an open platform, and you have more than one way to actually download your games, and it's not gonna matter. And you're not gonna have to worry about any of the limitations that these DRMs are gonna give you. It's like, really, the DRMs are the number one reason as to why your computer crashes when you play your fucking games. But anyways, we're wrong.
Let's see. Didn't Steam start the whole Half-Life as an exclusive? You know, let's talk about that. So remember when Battlefield used to be on Steam? Remember when that happened?
Last one was Bad Company 2. Yep.
Steam, and by the way, Battlefield's an exclusive to EA launcher. So EA's doing it. They're all doing it. Ubisoft does it now all the time. What do you do when you launch your Tom Clancy's game? What are you launching it to? You play Ubisoft exclusive. You're just buying it off a site technically called Steam. Technically just to play it on Uplay.
You mean Origin, right?
Well, Battlefield is technically, if you think about it, is an exclusive to EA Origins now.
That's what I was talking about. You were saying Uplay.
Well, Uplay, I'm talking about for like when you go buy games like Tom Clancy's. What are you doing?
Tom Clancy's. Okay, I thought you were saying.
You're just buying. You're technically buying it off of a site. You're not really buying it on Steam. It's not running off of Steam. It's actually running off of the Uplay line.
Hey, so I want to say this real quick. Could this be the reason why console gaming is still fucking relevant?
And PC gamers don't want to install Steam, lols.
But it's true though, dude. Like on console, it feels like consoles. You have more freedom now on consoles to what game you play. You don't have to worry about the launchers or anything. Versus PC. PC, if I wanted to play Battlefield 3, I have to go to Origin. I can't go anywhere else. I have to go to Origin. Or I could already own it on my Xbox and just boot up the backwards compatibility and boom, bitches. Guess what's not on my Xbox? Origin.
Or you can go launch Mass Effect and it just works. And I'll have to go and download a launcher and wait for an install, and then hopefully my PC can run it. See, with people that are on the high point of Steam, I'm not trying to bash Steam. Steam's a good platform, but people need to be realistic. Like, you can't put something up as a godlike, like on a pedestal, you know what I mean? And then turn around and say, well, Steam has done nothing wrong ever in history. Yes, they have. They promised games that they haven't delivered.
They've promised updates and never fucking delivered. They promised an OS that they worked on through like 5, maybe 10 years straight, and then canceled it. Can you imagine how much money they've probably spent on those developers to get their coding done right for an OS to work properly for their games? To get that list up to 100% or 98% or where the fuck it's at now? Like...
And they just keep in the fans, and people keep telling me like Epic Games is the worst. And it's like, no, you need to point the finger back.
They're
who started
far from the worst, dude?
Actually, point back at who started the whole mining of your data. Steam did 4 or 5 years ago.
They did.
10 years ago.
Yeah,
they started it all. Yeah, and then Uplay followed, and then Origin did. They all have. And people just need to wake up. If you're that worried about it, then unplug your Ethernet cord. Don't play games on the internet anymore. Yeah. If you're that worried, and another thing is, here's a word of advice. If you're that upset at life like that, then here's what you do: you vote with your wallet. It's plain and simple.
That too, but also throw your fucking smartphones away.
I just love nowadays people just, I see it all over Discord. People writing 4-paragraph essays. 4-paragraph essays, writing a novel to me and telling me my beliefs are in the wrong. Like, has gaming become like politics and religion?
Bro, I've been saying that since 2006 when YouTube was like just beginning. I have said that very line since then. Back when the 360 and the original Xbox was the most hated platform on this fucking site, dude. Truth be told, Infinite Retro, 7th Level, Killzone, Treasy 504 or 502, whatever the fuck his name is now. Fucking even Hard 8, dude, when he was Hard 7 at the time. We've all been saying that. Like, you literally cannot talk about gaming in the sense that we're talking about it now without somebody getting fucking triggered beyond belief, and even at the same level as religion and politics.
Just say Epic Games once out of your mouth. Somebody,
God, it's so annoying.
Somebody will literally, like I said earlier, they'll be like, Brimstone, you have nothing to say. You can't say shit. Your beliefs need to be my beliefs, and if your beliefs are not my beliefs, I'm gonna throw rocks and stones at you till you understand where the fuck I'm coming from. And if not,
welcome to my Twitter profile, because that's exactly what I go through.
And then I'm gonna find you on Twitter, and I'm gonna make you feel the way I feel. But if I write my opinion to you, if I say my opinion, oh, your opinion's now vote. You're stupid. You know nothing. Oh, by the way, I've been gaming since 2010, and I know gaming. Steam's gone.
Isn't that weird though? Like, I've actually been gaming since I was like, what, 4, 5, maybe 4 or 5, or something like that.
Well, it's these new generation.
I was high when I was playing Turtles on Nintendo, dude.
It's funny. These new generation of kids that are coming up that are like from the ages 20 to about like 25. They all think one way. Like, Steam can't do no wrong, and everything I see on Twitter is fact.
Bro.
And we don't see reason.
I have been gaming from the time that I was not only knee high, but back when you could rent video games at a brick and mortar store.
Hey, we'll go this way. I was blowing the cartridge off constantly to put it in the console.
And you took fucking alcohol or peroxide with a Q-tip to clean that bitch out because it was so black and nasty.
And dusty, yep.
Bro,
kids don't know what the struggle.
Fucking kids don't know what gaming is now.
These people that are fighting over these platforms don't understand the struggles we had. Okay, we didn't have a chat system. Okay, we had a cordless phone or a phone that had a long ass antenna.
I didn't have cordless, bro. I had that fucking old school rotary dial phone.
The cord.
The cord. And that shit stretched all the way to your TV.
We had to go to our moms and ask, "Hey mom, can we have a friend come over and eat chicken McNuggets over here?" And mom was like, "Did you do your chores?" "Yes." Let me go over and call his mom, and then you can finally talk to him. And then okay, what time? At 3:00. Well, you better be home by 6.
Or by the time sun's down. That was my
sun's down.
You had to be in the house by sundown.
and then when I was a kid, when we played with the big adults, we passed the controller around. We didn't have the luxury of, we just got online and that's the way it went. Kids these days have it so easy. They can get online. Levels are easier. There's no restart at the very beginning of each level. They don't have that luxury anymore.
I agree, dude. And this was back in the day when I'm not sure if you ever had this franchise in Cali, but we had a franchise out here called Video King.
Yeah, I remember them.
They were like the very first brick and mortar where you could rent movies back in the day with VHS.
We had Hollywood Video. We had Video King.
Video King, Blockbuster were like the top 3 back in the day.
And if you went over so you got a 7-day rental. If you went over it or you didn't rewind the tapes, you got charged a fee.
Oh, I remember the fee for the fucking VHS. Bro, oh my god. It was ridiculous too. It was like double the price of the original rental, which was like at the time was like $5 or some shit.
And then you had Hollywood Video that would charge double the fee.
Only
and then
gave
you
you
had-
a break if you turned it in early.
Yeah. And then we had Hollywood, then we had Game Crazy at one point.
Yeah.
Those were huge. We had
Game Crazy came out, and then a nice little brand of mortar stores that came out that sold imports, PlayStation, Dreamcast, even classics.
and
like
kids, we didn't have the luxury of having online. Guess where we met? We met at the freaking arcade. Okay,
Yes.
quarters and quarters and nickels. Okay, we played the Blitz 2000, and we thought we were the freaking shit because we played against each other. Before there was like competitive gaming, esports, we competed in the arcade.
Bro, that was back when like Neo Geo arcade cabinets were in seriously every pizza parlor in California.
Yep. I remember you went to a nickel. You went to a mini golf. There was a mini golf, and then there was like a Funko Land right behind it.
I was just gonna say Funko Land was the store I was talking about. Funko Land
Yep.
was like my Disneyland as a kid. I didn't care about Six Flags. I didn't care about any of those fucking theme parks when I lived in Cali. Funko Land. Anytime my birthday came up, I told my dad, I just want to go to Funko Land. That's all I fucking
Yep.
care about. You could buy literally any game in there at the time. It was below $20. Now, if you were to get a copy of the games that I bought that I still have with me to this day in my garage, they would be worth like $200-$300.
So another big thing that when I was a kid, so we had mom and pop video game stores down the street. You know what I mean?
Yep.
We had the mom and pop where you can go and buy the N64 stuff. They had the good shit.
Bro, you lived, and I lived by my favorite shop close to my neighborhood, which was Mile High Comics.
Yep, that still exists.
Dude, Mile High Comics, you could walk in and be like, do you guys have like any Ataris or Nintendos? And they're like, yeah, we have like 30 of them in the back. You want it? I'm like, yeah. What games you guys got? And you'd go into the back room, and there was literally wall to wall of whatever platform you fucking wanted.
Well, kids just don't have see with this whole now the whole argument with Epic Games and all this stuff. It kind of brings me back to a time that I just wish we didn't have half of what we have now. Like, I wish those kids that grew up with internet and whatnot can go back to our age of video gaming and realize the struggle was real. We did not fight over the games. We did not fight over what platform we liked. If we didn't have the platform, we went to our friend's house that had the platform and we played it over there and enjoyed ourselves.
Yeah.
Or better at,
like,
we borrowed it from him and we brought it back a week later and hopefully it was in the same condition that we borrowed it in.
Yep. I remember those days, dude. Like you're talking about back in the day, dude. Like PS1, when it. When it first launched, dude. Me and my best childhood friend. He's my best friend now too, and Shane got to know him too. Is a hack and slash kid, which is PJ. Dude, me and him were the only kids on our block because we lived in Golden Valley, which is this huge rural area of Arizona. Okay, it's a small town. At the time, barely 2,000 people lived there, okay? That's how small this was. Bro, he would walk to my house to play N64. We would play 007 GoldenEye together, and we would play Turok, back when Turok
was the
out.
shit.
Yeah, Turok first came out. And then I would go to his house, stay the night there, and we played Final Fantasy VII. We played Chrono Trigger. We played fucking Star Ocean, the second story when it first came out. We played Battle Arena Toshinden on the PS1. Fucking amazing game. I wish they would make another one.
Well, in my childhood, it was more of rated M games were banned in my house because I treated them as real, and my mom took it as, back then parents were like, oh, rated M games were first coming out. Oh, yeah, you're not allowed. Too violent for you because I had disorder problems.
I got lucky with that bullshit.
So I went to my uncle's house, my godfather's house, and I gave him my PS1 collection eventually, because I just didn't have the space here to do it, and to collect all of it. So he has all my original collection, and I played Resident Evil over at his house, rated M wise, Mortal Kombat. He had the Genesis. I I started my gaming career on oh my god. Oh god, my career started on an Atari, in fact.
Yeah.
Atari just before the NES came out. Like it was a hand-me-down thing because my sister was 9 years difference than me. So she would be 36 this year. 36, 37?
Yeah, somewhere around
So
that.
she,
I remember she being like it was like a year and a half
Yeah.
younger than me. So yeah.
Yeah. So if she would have lived, she was playing Famicom, she was playing Atari, 2600. She had the first ever computer that did like floppy disk that you
It was
would do
floppy and hard disk. It was a 3x5
it
hard
did
disk.
she wasn't really a video gamer. My dad thought she would be into video games. My sister just thought the fighting games were cool.
Yeah.
Then Super Mario and F-Zero and then it got hand me down to me and I thought it was the most coolest thing on this like big fat, I had the double glass TV that you would take the screws on 4 sides to take the glass off to clean it. The original RCA TVs.
The big fatties, dude. The big fucking like if you played
1990, 1980s.
If you played your console on that bitch, it would burn the image into the screen and you had to wipe it out. Yeah, I remember that shit. Yeah. Nobody knows this shit, man. We're the only ones.
I had a Tenetron like back in the day. Dude, the Tenetron back in the day was amazing. Sony made some good TVs. Let's see, my gaming experience. So we would pass the controller. Kids don't understand like how hard it was. When we played Cool Borders, we passed the controller. We died, we passed the controller. There was no analog sticks either. People don't remember the original PS1 had no analog sticks. 0.
Wait, the PS1?
Yeah, the PS1 had no analog sticks. The big fat boy one.
Oh, it was the revisions that came out with the R2.
That's when they started
the L3
doing
and
it.
the R3. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that was back when what the fuck? Oh my god. Something Hawk. Warhawk. Remember Warhawk?
Yeah.
And it was the first game to ever use motion control. Because it was the only game at the time to where you could tilt your controller and it would actually fucking function. And everybody thought that the PlayStation 3 did it first, and they thought that the Xbox, what was that Xbox one that they did for the 360? You remember it? The fucking, oh my god, the fucking, it was like,
drawing a blank.
Oh, I know. What's the name of it? Dude, Taco Bell was running a promo on it, and same with McDonald's. Like, Microsoft invested a shit ton of money into it for the 360.
Kinect?
Yes. But it was by something, they called it something else at the time. It was like
Kinect Adventures, Project Kinect.
I don't know.
I remember it to be hard. I know what you're talking about now.
But yeah, like,
everybody
thought they came out with that first, and they didn't. It was actually Sony.
If kids want to go way back, we can go way back. If you really want to know motion controls, that was on the Game Boy. Game Boy had original motion controls next to the what was the VR headset that was first out?
The fucking the Virtual Boy.
The Virtual Boy came out, and then it was the Game Boy. They failed on the Virtual Boy, and they came out with the Game Boy and had some type. You would connect something into it as an adapter because they had this weird funky connector on the side of the Game Boy, the original.
Yeah.
Oh no, that was the Game Boy Advanced. No, it wasn't it was the Game Boy Color, and they had this weird connection that you could do somewhat motion control at the time.
Yeah.
And we thought we were all the shit for having that back in the day. Like Game Boy Color was good, and then Game Boy was. Then there was the Game Gear right behind it.
Sega Game Gear. Now.
No.
You're talking about the Sega Game Gear, right?
Yeah, and I'll even go this way. You remember those big laser discs? I remember my dad thought he was the shit for this. God bless his soul where he was at. And he had to have the Panasonic. This is back in the day. This was like 90.
Panasonic was actually good.
93. No, it was 96. Just before Nintendo came out with their shit. It was the last Panasonic gasp for console. It was this big ass laser disc with the controller that was like this, with like the Atari controller. and they didn't understand that people have moved on from that. And they had Zelda and whatnot on it on these big ass laser discs, Mario Brothers. It was all in 3D, and they thought, who the hell they thought they were, Panasonic. And then Nintendo decided to go away from disc and still use cartridges because they were going to do disc originally and partner up with Panasonic.
Yeah, I remember that.
And that's when Sony and Nintendo stopped their partnership between each other, because the original PlayStation was supposed to be a Nintendo product, a Nintendo conjunction with them too. But it's funny talking about it now. We are now like 3 decades after the fact of all this, like 3 or 2 decades now.
I think as a gaming community, we devolved. We haven't evolved. We've devolved. Sure, technology has evolved for us and it's gotten better. Yeah, no doubt, no questions asked. But as a community, we've devolved. We've actually looked at gaming as more of a thing to divide us more than it was when we were kids. Because when we were kids, it brought us together. You would have barbecues on Madden launches. You would have barbecues on the new Killer Instinct that just came out on the N64. You would have barbecues on multiplayer games like Clay Fighters. My family, that was our game. We played that together.
Well, Ready to Rumble was another game in our house that was huge.
Yeah, and the WCW Versus game. We had a huge blowout at our house just for that game, right? That was what brought us together. Now, if you were to go all these years in the future, like where we're at right now, I would say...
It doesn't happen that way.
It doesn't happen that way. Nobody celebrates these things anymore because it's just a normal thing for a lot of people.
Well, but here's the thing. A lot of people are desensitized, or sensitive. A lot of people... I simulated...
You had the first one, right? They are desensitized. They are. They're desensitized with
everybody goes on Twitter. Here's the thing. Everybody goes on Twitter nowadays. Everybody's sensitive to everything. Nobody can get along with each other. Everybody has to rant. Everybody has to be angry. There's no middle ground. There's no middle ground at all when it comes to gaming anymore. It's like, just because they say something on a screen, you're taking it as fact. Meanwhile, I'm being realistic and telling you this has happened in the past. This has happened in the 90s. This happens every time. You need to understand life is not fair. And it's never going to be fair. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And people have been that. This new generation that's coming up is not the way I used to game. I tell young adults, well, I'm still young. So are yourself. They call me old man now because I come from a place, and they don't get it. They'll never understand it. The struggle is real. I've been fucked over several times on console and on PC. Life ain't fair. And if you want to think that way, then that's your business. You know what I mean?
I said this on Twitter the other day, and because somebody that I helped run a site with blocked me.
Oof.
So, if you guys remember Couch Jockeys, it was a pretty big thing.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Okay, so
the insensitivity of that site, I know.
I was a part of the site for a short period of time towards the end.
I remember this.
And I tried to help the site to get out of its funk because it was dealing with 2 other owners who did not want to do shit. They didn't want to write anything. They didn't want to do video production. They didn't want to do fucking anything. They relied on me and my buddy Javi to pay for this site to continue its life.
So they were using you as a mule,
pretty much.
Technically,
yeah, pretty much. And this particular dude, I'm not gonna mention his name here, posted something on Twitter, and it didn't trigger me. The thing is I'm a pacifist, pretty much.
I think we all are when we don't want to argue with people. We just want to
argue with him. I was just telling him, hey, maybe you shouldn't paint people in the broad strokes. Because you shouldn't. You shouldn't just assume because somebody believes one way that they believe 100% that way. Because it's not.
We should be able. My point, getting back to, I agree with what you're saying. What I'm saying is we should all be able to come together as gamers and agree to disagree and move forward.
That was my point. And he blocked me after I posted that. I'm like, bruh, really?
Because
dude? I didn't
because
even
arguments
attack you or anything. All I said was don't paint people in broad strokes. That's all I practically said. I said people would rather do that than to have honest conversation. If you take
a look. Sorry.
So it's all right. So I said on Twitter, I said political and religious views are just like everybody who has a penis and an asshole. Not everybody wants to fucking see it. You know what I mean? Like, that's all I said.
Well, here's the other thing. Take a look, and I'm going to point out, take a look at some of the content that's on my channel that's gold. Take a look at it that I've highlighted. You've told me to highlight. It gets views. Arguing over things gets views. It sells. That's why reality shows sell so well.
Yeah.
And people feel like, you know, in this day and age, well, if I see this on Twitter, well, I'm going to fight you tooth and nail because all of a sudden I read about the origin story of something, or it could be anything, and automatically I've played it, I've lived it, I did this. And I'm like, back the train up. Listen. There was a thing called Dreamcast. I played it on Dreamcast. I lived it. Just because you read an origin story of something doesn't make you a fan of that origin. You know, like, hey, just because I go and look up Hershey's chocolate and I've never ate it in my life does not make me a fan of Hershey's chocolate. You know what I'm saying?
You have to go through the motions of experiencing that situation before you could honestly say you truly like something. Right?
And it's a lot of gamers that are like that. Like nowadays it's like that. And I don't understand the mentality or logic. Were you raised that way? You know, were you raised as an individual like that? What drink are you drinking to be like, why can't we come to, when I was a kid, when we were gaming and we wanted to start, if we had an issue with somebody, we just agree to disagree between each other. I say, hey, look, bro, we agree to disagree. Nowadays, you say that, people still want to fight with you to the death.
Dude, like, so me and Hack and Slash, dude, like me or PJ, we would argue not over the platforms, never about the platforms, all right? We didn't give a fuck. It was about fun. We would argue, dude, over fucking stupid shit like, what the fuck, bro? Why are you Eddie Gordo in Tekken 3? You just fucking one-buttoned me across the fucking map. Like, he'd get mad at me because I would beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, it's the same with like a lot of my friends when I would game.
And like, or like Halo, the original Halo, like when I lived in Cali. Me and my friend John, dude, like he would get pissed because I would go straight for the fucking sniper every fucking time in Blood Gulch and fucking decimate him. Like, we argued
because you knew the moves. That's why.
Exactly. And
it's
like,
the same.
We would argue over shit like that, over differences in how we played the games.
It was like Soul Calibur. I knew all the moves. I knew how to get you in the corner, and I knew how to uppercut you out of the ring.
Oh yeah.
And friends of mine would get pissed.
Easy, yeah. And like, same with me and PJ, dude. Like, he'd get pissed when I picked Ivy. And it would be the first Soul Calibur, not Soul Edge, but the one after it. He would go back and forth with me for hours about how cheap Ivy was. Like, I mean, those things to me mean more than, oh my god, you guys are downloading the Epic Game Store. Like,
about the Epic, you know, I'm gonna say this after I'm dropping it after today about the whole Epic Game Store. I just find people hilarious. They're desensitized to everything else that's happening in your environment. If you're so worried about Epic Games stealing your data, selling it to the highest bidder, then you need to be worried about bigger things in this world. You need to be worried about Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, these websites that you just go next, accept, allow, next. You're signing your life away. And even if you delete your account, they still have your information. There's still data. Any email thing you do online is collecting it. I just don't understand, if one company's doing it, we're going to be so upset but desensitized to everything else. It just, the logic is not there.
I agree. 100% I agree.
And one last thing I'll say is unplug your Ethernet cord. If you don't like what's going on, don't have a cell phone. Go to a flip phone, get away from don't have a router, don't have an internet service provider, unplug, cut your cords. Don't even have Windows on your computer. Go back to Windows 98. and just go back to living in the Stone Ages if that's the way you feel about this world. And then that's how I feel anymore about the people that are writing 50 paragraphs online and having a go at people.
I agree. We are coming up on 3.5 hours.
All right. Sorry, you said random shit, you know. Sorry. I know you want to go play your competitive games.
No, I'm not doing competitive. It's fucking 4:17 in the morning. I'm just gonna chill and chat with you for the rest of the day.
Gotcha.
And
one last thing. These guys that are going ape shit over Nintendo shit, man, stop it. Just stop. You're probably the same people that are upset about Epic Games. Stop it. You're expecting way too much from a company. Like, you're pushing it, like, way too hard. Like, I get it. The battery thing, what did you expect Nintendo to do? They got to sell. They got to sell consoles. And they got to, like, the 3DS
4K
market.
monitor at 60 FPS.
Pretty much. All right, I'm good.
All right,
good
guys.
now.
If you guys enjoyed this long-ass fucking stream, which I know there's going to be a few of you that are going to watch it all the way to the end, thank you for watching it. I have been drinking. You've seen my old lady here on the camera for the second time now. Thank you for watching us. If you've stuck it out this long, it's a long fucking podcast. 3.5 motherfucking hours. Thank you so much if you make it to this point. Rev, as always, thank you for coming by and doing this show.
And guys, I know I'm ready for the comments. I'm waiting for the comments about the Epic Games. I'm waiting for it.
Oh,
please.
There's going to be a few.
Please write your novel. Please write your novels down below.
and I'm going to apologize. XP, I didn't run your music this time because I just wanted to shoot the fucking podcast. Didn't feel like it.
XP, we love you, my dude. We love you, my dude.
XP38, all the love for you. All the fucking time.
Do we want to talk about like no, we're good. We're good. The
vape channel that might be coming around soon.
We vape way too much, man. Like I noticed tonight, like our cameras were like it's gonna be called blah 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 blah, something like that.
Blah 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 blah.
Something like that, you know. We'll go with it.
Boom.